can like do that. If that
Don't
helps.
live.
You're doing fine.
good.
No worries.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
All right, Chris, you do the intro today
All right, fine.
while I get my notes up.
Yeah, because you just walked in. That's how this works. All right. Welcome to Everyone Racers, a show designed for the world of low-dollar racing and oddball car culture. It doesn't matter what kind of Lemma Champ or Lucky Track Dog league you run, SCC or NASA, we won't discriminate as long as you drive it hard and built it yourself. Join us each week for tech discussion, tips, tricks, news and notes from the world of amateur endurance racing, and whether it's on the spot, hella sweet, or we're lucky enough and Chrissy gives us just the tip, we're sure you'll giggle a little and learn even less. Everybody report to the paddock. This is Chris.
This is Chrissy.
I'm Jeff.
And I'm mental.
And we're all here. Yay. And this is Everyone Racers. Thanks for coming back and listening to another two-door Volvo episode of our podcast. It's episode 142. You might be listening to this while driving a car, which is weird. And if you are, don't use the bingo card. But if you aren't, pick up your bingo card because we've gotten so many bingos in the last couple weeks. It's pretty epic. So now... We did, yeah. When we had Trevor on.
Trevor was like the first
he got
guest
one.
to get it on
I
the
got
show.
one on the same show. So, yeah, we've been doing pretty well with the bingo card.
Fantastic.
It's not updated, but, sometimes we come up with things.
It's good enough.
So, let's move right on to it since we're all here and we haven't had much time with each other yet. Jeff, what you working with? What you working with on whatever?
My notes are still loading. I don't know what's going on here.
Well,
So
what
I'm
you
have
not
tell me,
really
doing
sure
what have
I
you been
wrote.
doing?
No, you don't know what you've done without
No.
notes.
I'm going to say what I've done without notes.
You don't know what you wrote because you didn't write anything. I wrote you what you're working on. So, yeah.
If my iPad will ever load, we'll actually get there.
But you can tell us.
So I had to clean some garage over the weekend in kind of an emergency because somebody was bringing me two babies. No, my wife did not have twins. We got some LSs.
LS all the things.
Yeah.
We can
So
hear
in the middle of mowing lawn and opening a pool, I quickly got together and we got two 4.8 truck LSs out of Silverados delivered to my house by Chris. So I'm sure he's going to tell us the story. They showed up. I checked them out. I decided which one was less of a rusty boat anchor, and I put it in my garage, and I haven't touched it since.
Wait. There's room for a 4.8 in your garage?
Oh, I had to make some room.
Yep.
So
He clogged the tunnel. He
You have
clogged
to
the
say
tunnel.
what your wife said when Chris showed up.
why is there two of them? You don't need two of them. I said, well, one of them is going to blow up, and then we're going to use the other one to replace the first one. And she said, well, why do you still have the Z motor? I said, well, I might need parts off of that one, like brackets and things. She's like, this is stupid. She wasn't wrong. She's not wrong.
Coming soon to a podcast near you, Everyone's Not a Racer, starring the lovely and talented Jen and the patient and loving Vicky.
So, and then since then, that was Saturday, and then Sunday, Sunday is the day you picked it up. So Sunday is the day I actually took them apart and everything. I can't remember. I've lost track. My son, in a 24-hour notice, said, Daddy, the Boy Scout troop is going on a bike ride, and I want to learn to ride my bike finally. And I was like, 11 years I've been trying to get you to ride the bike, and you finally decided today. So
dude, how old is your
today,
son?
11.
Oh, my son's 12, dude. I used to race bikes, and he doesn't want anything to do with
nothing.
them.
Oh
He's
no, except Mike was legit.
Yeah.
Like
no.
BMX or Tour de France type
road.
stuff.
Oh,
Road.
dude,
Okay.
totally Tour de France type stuff.
Nice.
But not well, I did race in France, but dude, not the Tour. That's some crazy stuff. But I did line up on the starting line with Lance Armstrong.
Nice.
One time.
Oh, nice.
Well, I can't say I raced with him.
Because he took off too fast?
Well, we were on the same starting line, but it was I can't say I raced with him though. But dude, I don't know, George Hincapie, he's from Jersey.
Yes, he is.
I got a picture of me beating him in like a sprint one time.
Nice.
Very cool. So that is our guest we haven't even introduced yet, but that's okay. We like mystery guests. We'll get to mystery guests in a minute. I will say, no, you can talk.
No.
Perfectly fine.
Yeah.
That is
Chime
totally
in.
Give me a
normal.
minute. I'll be right back.
Yeah,
Plus you've got a Three Pedal Mafia shirt hanging in the background, so that works.
absolutely. That's OG.
Mystery guest has a shirt with his own picture on it. That's the best part. So I went into emergency bike repair mode today, and all of the Three Pedal Mafia bikes, because we used to take like 27 bikes to the track, they have all got rusty chains. Not a single chain works.
Yeah, but they're like terrible.
Sorry,
bikes.
man.
Get the chain work. So
Dude, they were rusty 5 years ago.
I know that. So I will
Isn't
be ordering.
the Pink Panther bike one of those?
Yeah, that's at my parents' house, actually.
Oh, I'm never gonna see that again.
It's okay. We have bikes all over the place. So anyway, so I almost got 2 bikes working, and my son almost rode the bike without help tonight. So we're almost there.
Congratulations.
That's it. And I see you said sticking it to the man too. I have been doing that a bit.
Yeah, you're good.
I should mention we did have a little bit of a home project where we made protest signs so we could go stick it to the man, but we don't need to talk about it.
Nice.
We're going to get political in a minute in news and notes. So
No, we're not.
Mental. What are you working on?
While I was gone last week, Vicky painted the house.
Congratulations.
So,
That's great.
So the great room, the dining room, this office, you will notice there's a different color behind me. So Vicky, so that's what I've been working on, is getting out of Vicky's way so she could paint the house. I did do some Air Force stuff. And actually before I left, I got a lot of work done on my converted office cubicle to workbench. So I've got it all reconfigured. I've got the wood on there. I've built some of the benches, and now I'm ready to start hanging tools on pegboard.
Excellent.
You know, the old color was better because it made it look like you and Chrissy were in the same room.
Different pictures, but okay. It's very similar, I still feel.
Oh, Jeff's in
Greenish.
Cloud City today.
That's right.
He's trying to reach Lando Calrissian.
Who, by the way, no integrity on Lando Calrissian. I'm just going to say that right now. Sold his friend out.
Totally.
Totally.
Okay.
And then dressed like him while
Don't
he
care.
piloted his ship.
Don't care. Chris, what you working on? I hate asking you that.
I drove
Like, I don't
600
know.
miles I took a day off, my second day off for the whole year, and I drove 600 miles out to Western Pennsylvania to buy some LS motors, because this particular yard had not one but 2 4.8s.
Count them.
2 with just over 100,000 miles each for $150 each. So I figured it's a bargain at twice the price. So we got ourselves, close to 600 horsepower for $300. That's a good deal. I also went to the U-Pulse yard they had right next door and got all the other stuff we need for the swap. I got the pedal, the throttle control module, the wiring harness for the pedal, the whole wiring harness for the engine. Yep, Mental's calling me a wuss because it was only 600 miles while towing a trailer. I know, not a big deal. And so then I also got a hood for the Civic because I had an 89 Civic there. The only usable parts off it were the hood and the front bumper beam. So I grabbed those.
You have a perfectly wonderful hood for that car.
Yeah, until something happens to it, and then I have no spares, and 88 to 91 Civic parts are getting thin on the ground, so I'm trying to get stuff while I can.
Okay, okay.
And then it's been boat restoration, which is basically sanding.
Sand in the whaler.
It's so much sanding. Like everything you do is sanding and sanding and sanding. Yeah, and sanding, and then more sanding.
Yeah, me and the wife was locked in the house, so we spent it all weekend sanding the whaler.
Is that what they call it now?
If only it was that cool. It's not.
It's even dirtier and sweatier.
Oh, it is. Oh,
So
I
dirty
should
and so
have taken
sweaty.
a picture about how mad you were yesterday.
Well, I was sad.
It was 90
And
degrees
There's
and
sticky things everywhere, and it's sweaty and dirty and not fun, but it's necessary. All right. That's all. Chrissy,
that's all.
what have you been doing?
Same thing you've been doing. A little bit of vacation, a lot of work. I finally took advantage of actually working remotely, and drove to Wildwood on Thursday night and spent Friday working from my porch. It was a little windy for the beach, but we had a nice day. I was able to go and hang out at the beach on Saturday, and we relaxed a little. I actually took a little nap and had crab cakes on the porch, so it was a great great vacation, and now back to work forever and ever. Sanding, and more sanding. So yay! Hopefully the boat will be done someday. All right. So tonight we have a special guest. We heard a little bit about him. Mike Spengler, also known as Spank's done it all. He raced fast and slow cars, really interesting cars, or cars that are interesting to have on track. He has done some epic things, and sometimes he just wants class win. But the thing to know about him is he's one of the nicest lemon racers in Lemons. Spank, what you working on?
Dude, just trying to stay sane, man. It's like freaking crazy, bro. It's like everything's like just, you know? Yeah.
Absolutely.
No, it's like, I don't know, man. It's like the world's gone like crazy, man. Like there's no racing. And then like, I'm still like, you know, checking out Craigslist and like OfferUp, Marketplace, and like trying to buy cars. And I'm like, dude, what am I buying the car for? It's like, I got like freaking like, dude, like just tons of cars, and it's like no reason to build them.
And I know you're not a social media person, but this is where and this is where it starts. Is Facebook Marketplace has gotten alarmingly good at targeting me. They're like, oh, here's a Porsche 928 for only $1,900. Oh, stop it! Just stop it! Quit teasing me. Yeah, it's terrible.
Yeah, and the problem is like, dude, I'm like, I can like see like some Facebook Marketplace stuff, but like I can't contact them because I don't have a Facebook. So I'm like, dude, texting my friend, dude,
you can just start
like,
using
Call these people.
Yeah, they're like cutting me off, man.
You did
like
that once to
Bogarting
us.
the cars for themselves, man. That's like baloney.
You did that once to us, and we still have that car, and we're
No
still
way.
willing to give it to you.
Is that the Citroen?
Yeah.
Citroen.
Yes, it is.
That's the car.
Yeah.
You know, dude, I didn't know how good my Citroen was until it was gone. I was like, I've had like 2 more since then, trying to like get back the magic, you know? And like, no way.
You never forget your first love.
Lucky.
Yeah.
Really, because it's for sale. If you want it, it can be yours.
Dude, I got so many cars. Dude, I could like, how about a trade?
Maybe what you got.
I'm listening.
You want a Harley powered Prius?
No.
I do not.
It ran again.
If
Once, like after
it has a title, actually, that would be great.
it does, and it's totally, yeah, it's got a California title. It's registered in my name, and it was like totally like on the road like all the time until California, man. They like made you have to start like smog checking a Prius. like before, they didn't know how to do it because like when you put it on the rollers, it was like, and it was just all like electric.
Just use electric, yeah.
Dude, then some dude like figured out how to like plug the dude in and like check it that way. And now it's like you totally got to check the Prius for smog, man. And so it's like totally just buzzkill.
You know, I do have some paint that I need shaken, so that'd actually be the perfect thing for the toy dog. Actually,
Totally know it. Yeah.
I think my organs are all in the right place right now, and I think I'd rather them be in different places.
I'd be willing to bet there's no way Nevada has figured out how to smog test a Prius. So yeah, this would totally work where I live.
All right, we'll have to figure that one out later on. Excellent.
Anyway, so dude, that's like all I'm doing is like looking at cars for sale and like, I don't know, gardening.
Gardening's cool.
Are you making sourdough bread like everybody else?
No, not dude, this is California, man. There's all kinds of stuff around here.
Fair.
Awesome.
All right.
Sometimes you're growing more than just beards out there. That's all I'm saying.
Dude, isn't this awesome?
I'm a little jealous. I am.
Like,
yeah. I would rock that.
It was like 2 weeks or something, dude. And I'm like, whoa.
I couldn't do that
2 weeks.
for $1 million. I couldn't do that.
Nope.
Nope. Wouldn't happen.
It would look terrible on the way of you trying.
Day 7, I give up. I'm just like, I can't do it. And I shave it all off.
Dude, I can tell you what you can do to just like zone out for like a couple weeks. and then when you like, and then it's there.
Sadly, I still have
2
to
days, man.
do like 5 hours of Zoom with work every day, so that's a problem. Anyway,
Good work.
is it news and notes time?
Sure.
It's time.
Yeah.
News and notes time.
So apparently,
So he got
Oh.
he got the trombone, but he didn't bring the bullhorn.
No,
All right.
it's still my son has absconded it for drive-by birthday parties.
okay.
That's
So-
more important.
I'm looking
Apparently
around my desk to
Honda-
see if it's here.
Dude, you
Honda's
said
been
your
hit-
son's 12 and he's driving?
11. Not yet.
You're driving him.
I'm driving. He's in the passenger seat.
Oh, I totally thought you're like 11. The kid was like taking your car and driving, dude. Sorry, man.
It is Jeff's car. It's a possibility.
It's not going to make it any worse.
Yeah.
So Honda has actually been hit by a cyber attack. This has disrupted production. So apparently it affected Honda's production globally on Monday, forcing plants to stop operations. They need to ensure their Q systems were not compromised. They suspect some ransomware hit their servers. So production resumed mostly by Tuesday, but it hit the plants in Ohio, Turkey, India, and Brazil. So hope that works out.
Every single computer with a VTech just stopped working
Oh, VTech,
for
yo.
some reason.
Oh. No VTech.
No
VTech goes,
no
"Wah."
VTech. Yeah, no VTech for you. In other, even slightly more depressing news, an article over on the Drive by Peter Holdreth is an actual photo and video of Minnesota police officers slashing tires that belong to not just protesters, but protesters, medics, and reporters. And Jeff found this little depressing bit of a kit, and everyone knows this. Rule number one, you don't mess with somebody else's automobile. If you got a beef with somebody, you step up to them and you get beat up or you don't get beat up or whatever, but messing with somebody else's car, that is just the ultimate lazy cowardice bit. And I'm reading the article and it's getting my blood kind of boiling a little bit. And regardless of where you fall on the fun, defund police stuff, that is the definition of a bad cop. Shame on you, Minnesota. And the picture, it looks like they're SWAT officers, which is even worse.
Mental is so far away from his mic because he's too angry. He might spit on it.
I know. Yeah, I'm trying not to yell.
I think in the article it even said that like it was part of normal police procedure at some times to if you're worried that a car might be used in a riot to deflate the tires because you don't have the ability to tow it.
Yeah.
This makes very little sense. Don't slash my tires.
Mm-mm.
I'm
Anyway.
not buying it. I'm going to go with it's petty nonsense.
I'm trying to hold my tongue and not say things like petty nonsense because I have a more important story to tell. We start these notes on like a Monday. So Monday I found a story and I posted
You start
it.
these notes. I start these notes.
I know, you start them Monday, but
Wednesday, 30 minutes after we're done recording.
I posted a story on Monday, and then there was an update yesterday, or actually this morning, and now there's even another update. So CNN interviewed Bubba Wallace, who, if you don't know, is the first black full-time driver in the NASCAR Cup Series since 1971, and he called CNN. He was on CNN and he called NASCAR to ban the Confederate flag at all NASCAR events. So this is the statement. There's going to be a lot of angry people that carry those flags proudly, but it's time for a change, he said. We have to change that, and I encourage NASCAR to have those conversations to remove those flags. If fans don't agree, Wallace said then, get back on the road and get where you came from. Quote, we should not be able to have an argument, or we should not be able to have an argument over that, he said. It's a thick line we cannot cross anymore. I posted that story. 12 hours later, it was announced by Richard Petty Motorsports that Bubba Wallace will run a special Black Lives Matter livery on his number 43 Chevy on Wednesday, doing it for frickin' Dale at the Blue Emu Maximum Pain Relief 500 NASCAR race at Martinsville Speedway, which is happening right now. It's Wednesday at 9:00, so hopefully Bubba's doing right. It includes two hands, like fists, like clenching on the hood, There's a hand-drawn picture. It's the first time a hand-drawn picture has been on a petty car in a bunch of years, and it has the words on it: compassion, love, and understanding. And it also has peace symbols on it, which were added at the request of Richard Petty himself, because he ran peace symbols on his cars in the 60s and 70s. So the man not only agrees, but he says, and you know what? Me too. As I was driving here, and I was late because my son was trying to learn how to ride a bike, NASCAR put out a statement officially banning the Confederate flag at all of its events. Whirlwind of change is happening in the world. If you're not part of it, become part of it. Yes, they're rednecks. Yes, competition cautions. Yes, they drive around in circles. No, I'm not interested in watching you on TV, but I'd be tuning in tonight if I wasn't on a podcast. Good for you, NASCAR. Good for you, Bubba Wallace. Stick it to him.
Damn straight. Stick it to the man.
Okay.
Hey, skip Chris, because I can get that info.
Okay. Someone skips over Chris, but here it says upcoming races, because we're actually kind of sort of racing a little bit again. So what's coming up here?
Champ Car making a trek to Circuit of the Americas. 54 cars, 8 BMWs.
Boring.
How long has it been
God,
since we did that?
It's been 3 months.
It has been.
Wow, and we're terrible at it. Say that again. Go start over.
54 cars, 8 BMWs.
Boring.
18 Miatas, 2 Hondas, 2 Porsches, and a Pinto frickin' wagon. Hell yeah.
Excellent.
This weekend, some of the Three Pedal Mafia would have been heading to NJMP, but the rest of us would be gearing up for a long weekend at the 24 Hours of Le Mans. Instead, we aren't doing either. Chris and Chrissy are not currently, and Mental are not currently in France.
Nope.
Spank, were you going to France on that trip?
No way, man.
I know some other West Coasters were, so I don't know if you were or not. So yeah, we're not racing this weekend. We're not watching Le Mans this weekend, unless it's in iRacing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
We'll talk about that actually in a little bit.
And Mental.
Mental, you want to talk about WRL?
All right, so I was trying to do that. They did. Ronald Till emailed us this entry list 2 weeks ago. I thought I mentioned that when I told you guys.
I looked through the email. I couldn't find it. You said you emailed him.
Yeah, and he emailed us back. If you search for Ronald Till, it's right here. Anyway,
well.
So he did send us the entry list. I was trying to sort it in sheets, and I apologize. It's looking like they have got a full load of almost 50 cars, which I believe they cut that off on there. Now, there are way too many BMWs. Still boring. Including 3 of their M240Rs. They've got a stack of Porsche Caymans coming in there too. An Audi R8 GT4. World Racing League does have a lot of these production-based specials that they'll be there. There's an actually Aston Martin Vantage GT4. There's some other really interesting stuff. A stack of E46s, an MX, all of the MX5s, I think, all the Miatas, and battling against all of that. We've talked about these guys before. Newcomer Racing in a 1999 Honda Civic. They've raced a couple of different series, and I just remember we were saying, where are they even getting parts? Because the only people that have parts for them is Hong Nor, and they're holding on to all of them. So as Chris was going to say, and I took his glory, and I apologize. So the World Racing League headed down to Daytona for that 14-hour event. We're all just really excited. Everybody's out racing again. Not everybody, but there are people out racing again. So enjoy your time at Daytona, guys. Be safe. Shiny side up.
Yep. And you can keep going, Mental. Some race results.
All right, race results. American Endurance Racing. They were at Nelson's Ledges this past weekend, June 6th to the 7th. 24 cars started, 22 finished, 13 DNFs. Random Vandals Racing won with 378 laps. What's interesting is Random Vandals beat both of the Saline Caymans, and that's an IMSA Pro team that uses AR for a lot of their tune-ups, especially at some of those IMSA tracks. And they also had the fastest lap of the weekend, so great job on that. The 2 Saline teams were second and third. As Jeff said, it's AR. There's going to be a stack of Porsches, BMWs, probably the Krabby Krauts were out there, things of that nature. If I poke over here in their
The math doesn't add
ST.
up. There's 24 cars started, 13 DNFs, but 22 finished. It don't add up.
No, it does. So on the list of cars, there's 24 that started,
Yeah.
and 2 of them didn't finish, and then there were 13 other listed that didn't have any information on them.
And they do. If you don't take the checkered flag, AER will categorize you as a DNF. That's in their rules.
It's probably for their points.
Yeah.
So, but among their, our favorite, most originally named team, Matt Conley Motorsports, was running in Class 3. Then you had Z3 Four Bangers. We've those guys before. In GT2, our old Lemons friends, Krabby Kraut, and the Not Really Tetanus Racing. So a lot of good times out there. So I hope they all had fun. Looks like they managed to stay safe because we didn't see anybody fussing about it on the Facebooks.
Yeah. Yet.
Listener feedback. Okay, so I did
that was like an echo on that one. Did you do that on purpose? That was cool.
Nope. I posted on Facebook with the sad sentiment that our previous random orbital sander bit the dust, and it was a sad game. Just right before we were about to start, many hours of sanding. Yes.
How did it die?
Well, was
it sand in the Whala?
No, we were about to start some sanding, and then we thought it could be better and sound better, so Chris broke it. He opened it up. We tried to clean it out
because it was full of crap, and then it went back together and it started shooting bits out and smelling
like smoke. And we were
I noticed that there was a crack in the counterweight fan thing, and that was just coming apart. So we called it.
Yes, so we called it, and I sang taps. I included a picture of the buffer on, and then I had another picture of me using the same buffer sander on the hull of the boat that we're currently refinishing. So it had problems, but so many memories. I asked for some stories, and Matt F., not Pantless Meth, gave us his story. His Sachs Dolman chainsaw absolutely kicked ass, was a victim of a combination of crappy gas and a relative who didn't pay any attention. I was trying to source a piston and cylinder for it, and the guys at work decided it would be better to throw it in the scrap dumpster. And then on the IG, I asked about what you're working on. I had some jabs that are never ending. Boat restoration. Nick D 2012 said that you could just lit some money on fire. At least be able to cook some hot dogs over the flames. For which I said, once the resto's done, it will be totally worth it. And then he said he's building his first Lemons car, and it's been far better for mental health for him to just throw away his bank statements, and we all know it.
Number one rule: keep every receipt, never add them up.
Right. So Cabin Boy 63 is replacing their rusted shackles on their tow pig, and young Chrissy is doing never-ending new house projects.
Those keep going when the house isn't new, Chris.
Right?
Don't
Totally.
worry.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Yep.
Indeed.
Yep. So this is week 5 of every waking moment working on this. And then lastly, Bearded Grease Monkey accidentally rescued another Tercel wagon. Is working on it.
Is that like 3 that they're up to now?
Oh no. Pretty awesome.
Collect them all.
Absolutely. I think he does. If he has 3, that's all of them. All the running ones.
No, doesn't short of stature but tall of mechanical prowess Bruce Leoty have a Tercel wagon?
Camry.
That's
Camry.
a Camry wagon. Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
All right. So over on the
I drove to
YouTube,
California in a Toyota Tercel wagon, dude. Like an 85.
Really?
Yeah.
was it
like
the all-wheel drive
no.
or the
Dude,
shiftable
there was
four-wheel
one
drive?
on like Craigslist like last week, and the dude was like $500. I'm like, manual SR5. I'm like, and it's white. Like my old one was like white, dude. And I'm like, I'm all over this. So it's like 10:30 at night. I'm like messaging the dude. I'm like, dude, I want it. And he like messages back, all right, tomorrow morning. It's too late now. I'm like, yeah, cool. It's like 10:30 at night, dude. No wonder. So like next morning, it's like, he's like, man, I've had like 50,000 people. Dude, it's like $1,500 now. I'm like, what? That's baloney. I was like the first dude to contact you. He's like, no, man, I'm sorry. $1,500 if you want it, come get it. And I was still thinking about like, $1,500, man. Manual transmission, 4x4, SR5.
California, no rust.
Dude, no kidding. And then like, I was like, nah, I don't need another car.
None of us need any of the cars we have now.
Yeah, words have never been cleaner spoken.
Do that, man. That's truth.
So
All
over
right.
on the YouTubes, we posted up the video from last week's episode, and Alex, aka Mayada 13B, said to Jeff, the one monitor ordeal with sim racing is a training tool. It is a disadvantage. However, it can be used as an extremely good training tool. I only race with one monitor myself, and while it gives the disadvantage of not being able to look in the mirrors or see overlap, what I ended up doing instead is using the limited view to mentally imagine what my surroundings are. The more and more you develop this ability is actually one of the few things that can carry over to the meat space racing. We could talk more about it if you'd want. And then also the YouTube user Song, who I'm absolutely sure is not a North Korean spam bot, said, I'm eating candy for breakfast. Love your video. Stay in touch.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Might-
We'll stay right in touch.
Racer Roto Reaction!
Hey, Sunday night, we helped provide commentary for the Lemons iRacing in the Dark, and it was actually a pretty good race. So despite us being there, some people actually did show up and race and watch the video, which was nice. The Dark made it hard to identify the liveries a bit, except all of a sudden you'd go by a light and just get a quick flash of whatever it was.
Like,
and some of them were kind of creepy.
Nope, no, it's not.
Of course, so that was good. And we got good to playing the headlight game to determine which kind of car was coming up and figuring out the interior from the dash lights so we know what was what. Apparently, it wasn't too bad to drive in the dark, so says some of the 3 p.m. members who were driving there telling us. But it was a good, clean race, and it was close till the end. Well done, everybody.
On that note, too, we also got a lovely email again from young Chris Egan, who said, thanks for letting him race with you guys Monday night.
Monday nights are always fun. We'll talk about that in a
We're
bit.
going to talk about one for a minute.
Oh, I'm sorry.
This weekend, we're going to be probably helping out with the commentary again, unfortunately. So apologies in advance, everybody.
Why don't you go over the quick schedule just real quick?
Yeah, absolutely. So Saturday, it's going to be
you
a
said
7.
twice.
Yeah.
That's what we
I'm
do.
fast like that.
Wait,
quick,
we're
quick.
professional. We're professional commentators. Hey, we know what we're doing.
That's why he yells in the microphone, because we're professional commentators. 7 o'clock is going to be a Silly Hats Only, no pedal, no wheel invitational. 8 o'clock is going to be Painted Black, which is a race in the dark at Le Mans in cars with no headlights.
I'm so excited for this.
It's
I don't
only
know
the-
if I want to race in it or if I want to talk about it. I'm not sure, but I am
It's
so
Why not
only
do
the-
both?
It's
Totally
only
do both.
The street stock, the Legends, and the Pro 2 trucks, I think, is all they're doing in that one.
And there's only a couple streetlights in Le Mans.
Yeah.
It's dark as hell.
Mm-hmm.
I think
Especially
the
the
truck
back
is the way.
straight.
The truck's the way to go, because whatever you hit, you're just going to go over.
Yeah, I know.
So, that's good. All right, and 9 o'clock, the reversal of misfortunes, which is you have to run the race in reverse. It's a 1-lap race around Le Mans going in reverse. If you're caught using forward gears, aside from like getting your ass out of the wall, you get disqualified. So drive them all and see which one has the highest reverse top speed and go for
Jeff,
it.
you're going to need to use the mirror for that one.
Yeah.
No, it's not going to happen. I'm not going to get it.
And if you have VR, you're probably going to be sick almost immediately.
Oh, I'm
without
not doing that.
long in
I
reverse.
wonder now, is it considered cheating though if we have VR and we look over our shoulder and do the, like actually backing up?
Probably not.
Yeah,
You're still
just
going backwards.
wear the glasses backwards, right? Like just
Well, then I won't be able to see.
You can't see. The goggles are.
No, I meant like when you're like
How am I going to see? Where,
The
What is it
goggles,
called when
they
you're-
do nothing.
No, I meant when you're like when you're like, what are you doing? Centering them? Like hold them this way when you're centering them.
Oh, it's true. Oh, you're fancy. Anyway, and
I mean, your steering wheel's still gonna be the front wheels
backwards.
of the car going
Yeah.
backwards, but at
And at
least
10
you won't have to.
10 o'clock is the Freedom 500. It's maximum freedom fried. It's the 87 NASCAR. So it's the Monte Carlo and the Thunderbird. Thunderbird! And I think also the street stock and the Pro 2. Everything American and V8 racing around Le Mans. So that'll be a good time.
Absolutely.
Awesome. E1R race recap. We did, since there was no Thursday night, there's no Thursday night race coming up. We did Watkins Glen just because we said, hey, we like Watkins Glen. We did the usual group, and we added the 87 Monte Carlo. Who won? Who cares? I actually didn't pay attention, so I didn't write it down. I have no idea who won. In the first race, that is. But I do want to talk about Watkins Glen. Who's been on Watkins Glen? Raise your hand. Okay, so 3, 9. Okay, no Spank, but everybody else but me. That's really skinny. Like, there's guardrails on both sides.
In some places, yeah.
Yeah.
For the most part, it's okay.
When you come up through like turn like 3, 4, 5-ish. Yeah. And it's fun, Jeff, in the Civic, you're flat out from turn 1 and into 5th gear as you come up through that.
Yeah.
Right. Into the chicane.
And I shift that 87 Monte Carlo NASCAR, and it just lets the rear end loose. And all of a sudden, I'm doing a K-turn between the guardrails, trying to get like straight again.
I don't think it's not that close in real life.
Okay, maybe it's just
there are some. You're right. There are some places going into 11.
NASCAR is huge.
Yeah.
There's definitely a lot of walls, and it definitely requires some testicular fortitude at times to just stay on it.
And don't. I played the game of don't look at the wall. Don't look at where you don't want to go. Like, I looked at the wall and looked at the wall, and I should be looking over there. And the last second, I was like, I'm going to hit the wall. And then I didn't. But yeah, it's some places.
Yeah, it was fun. We had it. So the second race, Dave showed up, 914 Lover, Eric showed up, Lamino was there for both races. The engineer, the lovely and young Chris Egan showed up. He had a good time. So who won? I think Dave won, but really everybody won because we were laughing our testicles off, having such a good time with that. The differential of speed when you put my brother and I in the NASCAR, and there's so many people running Miatas and Solstices.
Whereas in the Legend, which tops out at 105.
Yeah. I mean, the differential of speed was larger than your average AER field. But everybody won because it was fun, and I didn't kill too many people.
Yeah.
So
it was good.
Yeah, it was good. You know who else doesn't kill a lot of people in virtual space? Chrissy's mom. Chrissy's mom has never logged on to like Fortnite and been like Blam or any of those other virtual places where you can kill people. Mike Spangler says he has not killed a lot of people.
I feel like occasionally, though, Chrissy's mom, while never murdering anyone in virtual space, might actually still try to offer them cookies.
Possibly.
Who knows?
We'll see.
Cookies go a long way in a race paddock because sometimes you just need some food.
Yeah. Or a toe or
something. And I definitely learned that. And part of that was our first arrive and drive Chrissy and I ever did was with Spank. We had a great time at Button Willow at the Class C Onslaught. That was
that when like Amanda was cooking for us?
Yeah, and that's how I know like the value of food right there.
Dude, she's like the best, man.
She
so
is.
like the first race that I ever did was like in August, and then like the next spring she was there, and like the dude Crazy Mike was there, and like we
like to call him Well-Adjusted Mike.
No, like crazy dude. Anyway, they came just to like pit. It was like their first Lemons race, and these other dudes were using my car. They just like took it and like using it all on their own, and like Amanda and Crazy Mike were like, we're just gonna come help them out. And so that's what they did. And then it was like from that point on, like the next race, Amanda's just like, dude, I'm going to cook for you. She's like, I don't want to drive, but I just want to cook. And so like since then, she's just like, this is like 2010. She's like at like every Lemons race on the West Coast. Even if Crazy Mike's not racing, dude, she's still like there. She like sets up her kitchen and she like has a chow line. And same people give her some dough, right? But if you don't have any money, man, she'll still like feed you. She won't let you starve. She's a good girl.
Absolutely.
You know what? And if you don't have money and someone's cooking for you, wash the dishes.
Yeah, no, no, dude. I'll like money or something on the corner.
With that beard, you're gonna bring in some cash. You're gonna throw down.
That's just the hair on my face. You can imagine the rest, dude.
Keeps you warm in those California winters.
Yeah, I was gonna say, how cold is it out there?
Dude, it was like 98 today.
What part of California are you from? Because I don't know.
I'm in like North San Diego.
All right.
Like, the beach is like 12 miles that way, and like Big Bear and skiing is like 50 miles that way. So it's totally like you could go skiing in like the morning, and then you could like go down and like surf in the afternoon, man. It's like freaking rad.
It's living the dream.
Next time I'm in San Diego, we're gonna have to hook up and get a cup of coffee or something, man, or probably a beer. Let's be honest, but yeah.
Right on, man.
So
It's
Because I'm just 5 hours,
dude.
east, I'm just 5 hours east of you.
I'm in the guest house, man. It's empty. It's like ready for anybody who wants to come and like just crash for a while. There's like 2 couches and like queen size bed.
Pretty awesome shirt hanging in the back, though.
Totes.
Cool,
Yeah.
man.
comes
It's
with
like my
clothes.
yellow jersey. Like you were talking like the Tour de France before, man. It's like my yellow jersey, man. I like won the day when I was there. That was it. What track was that? New Jersey or something?
Yeah, New Jersey.
Yeah.
And, I like tripled my Lemons black flag count in like.
Oh, Jeff.
What vehicle were you in?
Dude, the one that I knew how to drive was the boat.
Was the boat? Yeah, I was gonna say
Boat
it must
was
have been
like
the boat.
awesome. And but dude, those flaggers are whack, man. They're like messed up. It was like coming up and like you can't see, and you're like expecting them to like hold a flag up if there's like car stop, you know. And so like I go like, and I'm like, and I go like up and then I come up and there's like car stop, and I'm like, what the hell, man? I'm like, so I like go off the road to like not rear end the dude, lock it up, and they freaking flag me because that's
Because
when
you
they
went
had
4
the
off.
flag. I apparently like the black flag like lighter than the yellow flags out there, dude. I don't know.
Yeah. So for those of you who are not watching on YouTube,
I'm stealing that phrase. I love that phrase.
so in the background behind Spank is a yellow shirt that is the first generation 3-pedal mafia t-shirt that is like hoarded because we're on like generation 3.5 or 4 at this point, and only
I think
the
Chris and Chrissy's wedding was 4. Yeah.
only the OGs have the yellow.
Dude, I'm so honored, man. That is but it was like you guys are like, you gotta try the Civic. It is so fast, it's so fun, you like dance in it. And I'm like, oh man, what happened?
Don't worry, they'll be back.
They're just turning off their video. They're still there.
Right on. So I was like, I don't know how to drive, man. I could drive like slow cars. Like, all right. They're like, no, it's totally like the Mini, man. You just get in it and drive it like the Mini. I'm like, all right. So I like went out in there and like got 2 more black flags. Some dude hit me. And I think it was another pass under yellow or something like that, or 4 off, or I don't know, man. It was just
You should if you didn't like it then, you're gonna hate it now because it is. I would
even faster.
And I probably shouldn't say this, but we've had all of the Lemons people on here, so none of them listen. But I'd say the Civic is easily one of the top fastest cars in the country.
Dude, I'm not a fast driver, and that's what I was trying to say, man. I could drive like I can like move, like limp a dead car home and stuff, but like, dude, I'm not supposed to be driving fast cars. So.
That's why you live in San Diego and not LA. If you were an a-hole who had to drive really, really fast, you'd live in Los Angeles, but you're mellow, so it's DA.
No, dude, I'm from the East Coast, man. I'm from Southern Maryland, so dude, I totally know what it's like driving in like Pennsylvania, Boston.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. It's who you are inside. I'm from Georgia, but I have embraced Las Vegas as my home.
You still have that redneck in you, though. I don't know, Spank. When you want to drive fast, you go pretty fast. I mean, we did all right with that with the America at the Ridge. We got robbed of the IOE. Robbed,
yeah, man. Dude, I was hoping you were gonna bring that up, man. Because like
it was scribbled out on the sheet.
It was.
Yeah,
Spank,
and they even said in the video, dude, this is how messed up I am. I like can't let it go. Recognize this tire, dude.
Man, for those of you who are on the podcast and not on YouTube, go to YouTube.
Go to YouTube. Go to YouTube. This is great.
That is what it takes, man, to drive a friggin' Austin America to a Class C win.
How many years ago was that?
That was Sundays.
Yeah.
Saturdays was worse, man.
How many years ago was that?
14?
5 maybe.
2015?
6. Yeah.
And he has the tire in his guest room. I didn't think I could like you more. I was wrong.
Yeah, that's what it took to get it to 12th overall in Austin, America. We just Ironmanned it till the gas was done and kept going, and it was a good time. But we still didn't get the IOE, and that's really what we're trying to talk about here is the IOE because, Spank, he's done this a few times, and he's got a lot of IOEs, even more than we do, which is saying something. And the multi IOE club, and so IOEs, it's about the car, it's about the theme, and it's about what you do and about how you push and how you make the most out of what you have. It's a lot of work and effort. And Spank, you do it mostly by yourself with a lot of helpers there. Yeah, 1, 2. There's another one, 2.
Boom! He's
Counting off
making
the
it
patches.
rain.
3.
He's making
Yep.
it rain.
Oh!
4.
5.
Oh, I love
6.
this.
So again, if you're not
Dude.
watching this on YouTube, you need to. But
Yeah.
he just straight up walked up to the main stage where Cinnamon, spelled with an S, was dancing and made it rain IOE patches all over.
Yeah.
It was great.
So yeah, we learned the art of the IOE, I think, from Spank. So that's what we want to talk about. So we're going to talk about the IOE, break it down, and
we've
like
been
what it
wanting
takes to
do
get
this
there.
show we've been wanting to do the show since we started. We've been wanting to have Spank on here to talk about exactly this.
Yeah,
Like
absolutely.
since we started this podcast.
Absolutely. And Spank, you want to tell us a little bit about your Lemons history for those who have not had the pleasure of meeting you in person?
Dude, it's a crazy story, man. So it started in 2009. That's we're totally into little Mini Coopers, little ones, like the Austin Mini Coopers and stuff like that. And so we're in this club, it was like Mini Cooper clubs, and I don't know. I started with the plan was to buy 3 and sell 2, keep 1, help pay for the one I want to keep. Anyway, and then this club, and after I got it, I'm like, dude, these things have a cool history. They won Monte Carlo Rally, a bunch of times and stuff, and they were the giant killers. And then anyway, on this forum, dude, there was this guy from Jersey who posted dude, look, we're on dressed like Jersey Shore dudes, Guido type stereotype dude with the white tank tops and the chains and the black Adidas and the BMX bikes and stuff. And they're like, dude, I just did this race and it was awesome. I'm like, that's pretty cool. And then I started looking at it and all the different, I don't know, themes and stuff like that. It was funny, dude. It was freaking hilarious. And I'm like, man, so I want to build a rally car, a real rally car, but just to say I did it, and then, but building a roll cage is super stressful, man. It's expensive, right? So I learned about
that's the thing. You do that with your friends. You got to do the roll cage with your friends over a weekend. That makes it less stressful.
A weekend? Oh man, I wish I could do it in a weekend, dude. It's I've done a bunch of cages now. Anyway, I'll get back to that later, dude. But it's man, where was I? Oh yeah, so anyway, got together with the Mini Cooper Club. And we're like, dude, let's freaking build a Mini Cooper Lemons car. And they were they looked at the rules and stuff. And they're like, dude, they can crush your car, man. No one's gonna believe that you can build a Mini Cooper for $500. I'm like, dude, we totally can do it. I've got 50 bazillion parts in the backyard, and here's a dude. Look, on Craigslist, he's on the front clip. He's got a motor in there. We could totally do this. And so I got people from the Mini Club here in San Diego, dude, San Diego Minis, and they were all like, all right, we'll do it. And so I don't know. You want me to get real? I can get it.
Sure.
Fucking sucks, dude. Pardon my French. I didn't mean to curse.
Yeah, my dad finally stopped listening now.
It's okay.
I'm sorry, man.
Really? No, don't. It's fine.
It's a running joke. Please, fucking cuss all you want.
No, it's not cool, man. But dude, like 2 weeks later, we had we still had a baby and stuff, right? And my wife got diagnosed with breast cancer, dude. And it freaking sucked, man. And it was like, you know, we're going from like, as a club, we're gonna like build this car, and our life's like looking one direction. We got this new baby, and you know, and it's like, yeah. So, so what she said was like, dude, we need to like keep our life like normal as possible. So, just do it, man. So that's what we did. We freaking did it, man. We like pushed through. You guys built cars. You know how hard it is. Keeping like people who are like kind of sort of into it and stuff, and then they're like not into it anymore, and then they're like, you got a deadline and stuff, and then like people are like bugging out, and yeah. But yeah, no, dude, we like totally did it. Like the car wasn't ready, of course, you know, like when we got there and stuff, but
they never are.
Yeah,
sometimes they are.
Yeah. So, but yeah, no, like the whole time we were building the car, man, it was like she went through like a double mastectomy and then like a oophorectomy, and then because she's like BRCA1 positive. So if I can offer one encouraging thing to people out there, chicks, dude, just get checked. Get a mammogram, because you just don't know. And the doctors can know before you can know. So,
and you know, we're shifting subjects here. We actually, my wife and I did the cancer waltz, and it was exactly that. They caught it before she could have ever gotten it on a self-exam, and it saved her life.
yeah.
And we still had to do the ugly things, but yeah, beats the shit out of the alternative.
But anyway, so dude, like highest of highs, right? Lowest of lows. And then like, you got something else to do, something to distract you. It's like a break from life, man. It's like life right now is totally crazy, right? And you're just looking for something to like get away, dude, just escape, you know? And that's totally what it was. It was like,
I'm more cars.
you got it.
All right, now.
And so anyway,
we want to talk about the cars, but you can't leave our listeners in suspense.
So real quick, so we do this race.
Wife is cancer free.
Yeah.
Wife is.
Oh yeah.
Good, man. Dude,
And she's fantastic.
she's awesome.
Good
Totally.
to know.
She is
All right.
awesome.
Yeah.
Good.
As is the kid.
the 12-year-old.
Every
Mr.
day,
Austin.
dude. Every day. Very lucky man. Very lucky.
So
wife.
first race. Sorry, I just
No,
we had to wrap
you're
that
right.
up.
No, you're right, dude. Sorry. Yeah, no, we're hanging tough, man. It's all day by day, right? That's all we can
Absolutely.
ask for. So, and I start my Lemons career, dude, with like a 3-hour timeout. So we went to like this track. It's like Buttonwillow, right? And I've done like a track day before, right? And so I went there, and the car hadn't been driven yet, like just on the trailer. And you'll hear this pattern repeat itself, dude. And so like at the track, I'm like, dude, I know this track. I know over here in this far corner, this is the skid pad. I can like totally just like go drive around in a skid pad. And I had like a AFR meter, dude, like in the tailpipe, you know? And so like I was like going in circles to make sure we're not gonna like fry this motor like first time. And this pickup truck was like, what are you doing? I'm like, what do you mean? And he's like, what are you doing? All right, so dude, I like limped it back, tail between my legs, right? And then like Jay comes over and like yells at me and like, what is your problem, dude? What's your foul malfunction? You're on a timeout, you idiot. Everybody else is going to start the race, and you guys get to watch. So we started like 3 hours late. Actually, it was like 2 hours, because after 2 hours, he came over and was like, all right, don't screw that up again. You're cool, dude. And so like, all right, man. So we went out, and we just said like, and dude, it was perfect. So like way back when in the day, like in SCCA and stuff, dude, it was like the minis versus like the sprites, the bug-eyed sprites and the midgets. Dude, so we had like a 998 Mini, and there was a 1275 Sprite there, and we kicked its ass. And so we won IOE. We totally won IOE the first time out, dude. And so that's like, after that roller coaster, dude, and everything, right? I get this cookie. Dude, here's a cookie. Good job. So I like cookies, man.
Hell yeah.
So then the next race, dude, I'm like, after the award, they're like, you guys got like the top award. I'm like, sweet. And then I'm like, dude, I was asking Jay, I'm like, dude, what should I bring next time? He's like, dude, I don't know, like bring something Eastern European. I'm like, right on. So I started like looking, and dude, I found this. That's when I found the Citroen. And it was like $800 on Craigslist, and then like a couple hours later, it was like $500. Then a couple hours later, it went down to $350.
This was a DS, right?
Oh,
Did Spank freeze?
It was, dude. It was.
There it goes.
Ooh,
A DS Palace, right? Or something like that.
It was a ID 19.
All right.
Dude, it's like the cheap version of the DS, but yeah, it's like
The
got
cheap
like
version of the DS. That's saying a lot because the DS is like
Well,
the
So, like,
European
the
Volkswagen.
DS, dude, had like the magic mushroom brake pedal, dude. You know?
Yes,
Yeah,
actually,
yeah, we do. We really do.
know exactly.
We've been
what
there.
it is.
yeah.
We had that in the Rolls Royce. Do we have that in the Citroen? I don't
Yeah,
know.
the Citroen has all of it. The Rolls is it has a license from Citroen to have that same ride quality. Yeah, without doubt. Because Rolls
So,
knew
like,
Citroen are the ride.
My Citroen. So like my Citroen had like a brake pedal. It had an actual pedal instead of a mushroom, and then it had a cable clutch, dude, instead of like the shift-o-matic stuff or whatever, like semi-automatic. So, dude, yeah. But it was awesome. And same thing, car wasn't ready before the race, and it was like me and like my brother, and then like my cousin was supposed to come in, and my dad was supposed to drive, and yeah, none of that worked out. It was just me and my brother. Dude.
But if the car's not ready, not having drivers is not a problem.
Well, but we were ready for the green flag, dude, that morning when it started. Totally. And the best part
Are
of it
you and
all,
your brothers still speaking after this? Because I think a weekend with just the two of you in a French car is a recipe for disaster.
yeah. Dude, there's so much to all the stories. I could go on for days, and I'm sorry I don't want to cut you long, but dude, it was like we ate at like a restaurant the night before, like after tech, and like there's a bakery next door, and they were throwing away all their bread, and we got like 50 day-old baguettes, and like every time we went on the track, we were like handing a baguette to like the track worker.
That is the
like,
greatest. Yes. That is what lemons
Oh, my
is all
Everybody's
about.
like walking around with these baguettes, eating these baguettes, dude. It was just freaking hilarious. There's like 6, 7, 8 of them stacked up at the track entrance when like just every time we went on track.
I feel like you couldn't plan that.
So-
Like if we would have gone to like 8 bakeries and be like,
And-
what do you mean you don't have the 1,000 baguettes?
And it was, I was like, dude, I'll pay for them. They're like, nah, we got to throw them away after a day. So I just take them. I'm like, sweet.
That's hilarious.
we
So
would, like
we
glue
had
them on the car and everything, but then like, we'll just give it to them.
so when we were in the Rolls Royce, we handed probably 1,000 people the bottle of Grey Poupon out the window, but we only had one, so we always had to get it back.
Oh, that's
Well, Grey Poupon is kind of expensive. It's one thing if you get free baguettes, but like I had to keep track of the big Grey Poupon.
And you spent all your money on castor oil for the brake system.
True.
they have like the little packets of Grey Poupon.
Where were
we
you
bought
like
this-
3 years ago?
Oh, it was longer than
5
that.
years ago.
And I just bought the smallest bottles, jars.
So yeah, so like the best thing about that, man. So like that was like when Obama was like running for presidency and stuff. So like it was Yes We Can, and like the Citroen, they had these ads out for it back in the day with next to like the Concorde. You know, it was like the nose.
I remember that. Absolutely.
Right, and so like Concorde's like Air France, right, dude? So like I'm like, dude, it's French car. French are easy targets, right? So I was like, all right, we're gonna do, and I was like, I'd been to Paris, you know, and I was like racing and stuff, and like all the Parisians are like, everything's like, wah wah, wah wah. It's like they don't say yes or we, they go like wah wah. So I was like, dude, we can. We're like Air France, we can. So that was our theme. So it was like way overlapped, and you know,
Gets deep.
just
When you're like
just
4
hits in,
levels
and then
deep.
like you just get these ideas.
Yeah, but sometimes it doesn't matter.
No,
No.
nope,
But-
doesn't matter.
So my wife just finished chemo, no hair, dude, no eyebrows, in a can outfit at tech inspection. It was her first time out in public, dude, after all that stuff. And it was just awesome. It was awesome. So, and then so it was like perfect because like we got the IOE at like when she started like her cancer journey, you know, and then like the end of her cancer journey, we got another IOE, and I'm like, man, this is like fairy tale, you know, like can't ask for anything. That's bookend, right? That's it's a 2-volume story, dude. And it's like, oh, right?
I like the circularity of it.
Circularity. Right. Check that off your bingo card. If you have circularity in your bingo card. So
After that, dude, I was bitten bad. Two races, dude. 2 IOEs. That's it.
that's
we
awesome.
talk enough about what the IOE is. I fear that there might be people, probably like my mother, no idea what we're talking about, right? Because my mother listens to the show and she's like, we keep saying these letters over and
All
over
right,
again.
so
Can we lay it out a little bit?
I will do it because I am the one who always has to talk to the reporter when they get there and they say, so what exactly is going on?
Excuse me,
in this
Mr.
race?"
Wakeman. Can you please tell me about
Sure.
the IOE?
So here in Lemons, we have 3 classes. We have the A class, which is you have a chance of winning the race. We have B class, which is you have a chance of finishing the race. And C class, which is what the hell did you bring to my race? And each of those winners on laps will win $500, $400, and $300 or something like that. I don't know what the numbers are these days because we never win those.
Dude, it's like $600 for Class C.
$600 for Class C. Yeah, so it's 400, 500, and 600 is what you win, and then you win $601 for IOE. And what is IOE? IOE is the Index of Effluency, which is a joke on the Index of Efficiency done at the 24 Hours of Le Mans, which should be happening right now, but isn't due to the coronavirus. So that is doing the best with the crappiest car. So there is a Venn diagram of doing well in the race and a Venn diagram of shittiest car, and where they meet in the middle is your IOE winner. And we should say that there are 2 really great ways of winning this. Bringing something that is so fantastically screwed up that there is, if it turns
like a mini Austin America.
Well, I don't know. And we could talk about this because it's been progressing. You used to be able to just bring the wackiest thing possible, and no matter how well you did or didn't, because it was the wackiest car, it would win our IOE. And when we started in 2010, our very first race, we had the Wartburg, which was an East German car.
That was you?
Yeah, we were in the Wartburg. So it was an East German car that had, we were not the 3-pedal Mafia then. We were racing under a different banner because the guy we were running with had that banner before us. So yeah, Jim Thwaite, crazy guy, had the Wartburg and the idea, and we wrenched on it for a year almost. Yeah, and he wrenched on it every night. So he did way more work than we did, but we were there a lot. And yeah, we took a 3-cylinder, supposedly 7 moving part motor that was in the front with like 33 horsepower. And we put in a Beetle transmission and hung a 2.2 liter Subaru off the back, and we showed up, and it was middle of the pack. I mean, we ended like in the 50% bracket, but that car was so crazy that we won the IOE at the very first race we went out also.
Dude, isn't it like addicting?
Yeah.
It absolutely
No. We've only been friends now for a decade, started a podcast, traveled across the country, owned like 12 cars between all of us. Nah, we can quit anytime we want.
And then right after that, Jeff, was when we went and raced with Spank at Buttonwillow, Class C Onslaught, which is...
Dude, that was like the first one, right?
Yeah, that was the first one.
Was that like with the Citroen and the
The
No, it
Simca.
was the Simca, the
Moke.
Mini, the Moke, and the America.
Yeah.
And you tried to blow up the Simca. It blew an oil
I
line.
couldn't blow it up.
Mm-mm.
It just
Couldn't
wouldn't
pull it
blow
up. Dude, I
up.
was so happy. It came in, it was like oil everywhere. I'm like,
It was
yeah. And I'm like,
Nope.
wait a minute.
Put some more oil in.
It's just the oil cinder. Yeah. Aw, I tried my best. But that was
All right, Soggy, finish the job, man.
absolutely.
You know, when your
many
car's
times.
yeah, when your car's so terrible you sell it to Soggy, that's definitely a problem. Yeah. So
That's
those you-
Soggy's entire business plan. Let your
So-
car get so crappy I can buy it.
I know a lot of people don't know us very well, so we should be mentioning that the Wartburg was a 1960, Chris, help
58.
me out, 58 Wartburg 311,
Yes.
and the Simca was a 1204, if I'm correct.
72, I think.
72
Yeah.
Simca 1204, and
71,
your
72, yeah, something like that.
and the minis were just original minis. They're all the same, right?
Yeah, it was
13.
like a 60. I think the shell was like a 65 or 62, and like the motor was like a 80 something.
Yeah.
They're all made from various bits
Dude,
at this point.
Yeah, the ear really doesn't matter in those because they were manufactured pretty much the same forever. So if you have a car that is just absolutely crazy, and why the hell would you race a Simca 1204? For those of you who don't know, Simca is a French Chrysler product.
Yep.
I don't understand. I couldn't even tell you anything about a Simca. I know what it
Roots
looks
Group,
like.
man. Roots Group. It was like the precursor to like the Volkswagen Golf and like the Plymouth Horizon, all that stuff, dude.
It was
It
a
was like-
small economical car.
Yes.
So the reason why like Soggy, this dude Soggy, we just mentioned him, liked it, wanted it, because he was like, at the time, I guess he was like all into like Volkswagens and stuff. And
Still
so
is. Totally still is.
I included, dude, I had like an 85 Cabrio, and I took the motor out of it in the trans and figured, dude, we can like put this in there because they look almost, I swear, dude, they were like almost the same. It looked like. So he's like, so you're going to include the motor? I'm like, yeah, totally. So like the Simca was like packed full of like basically
Volkswagen parts.
whole Volkswagen, dude.
So you were the origin of that car, because that car ended up with me in Oklahoma, which is how I met Soggy in Meat World.
And our sign was in the back of the Simca when it was sold.
It was.
Your
Le
sign. What sign?
Mopar is
It's
Le
a slow
slow
car.
car. Oh,
We made those
man.
signs.
This is totally like synchronicity. All right, this is awesome. All right, I'm going to sound like Spank for a second, but my mind is blown, man. This is cool.
Yeah.
It is. It's pretty wild, man.
So okay,
It's
so we know what
like,
IOE is.
nepotism is best kept in the family, man.
That's right. We know what an IOE is. We know how we all got our first IOEs. Let's talk a little bit about some of the other ways to get an IOE, because the IOE has changed. You can
Well-
no longer show up with something just totally crazy, right?
Yeah, it was. What still is. You show up in a terrible, terrible car. Worked for a long time. Like it worked with the Mini, the Citroen, the Boat, the
Rolls.
the Rolls. Exactly. The other Citroen. They all worked out for that because they were so bad. But there's some other things you could do that really, really help. Like Spank, I think of your Dacia, for example. That was the whole package there, but the car wasn't really what got you.
I didn't even know what a
IOE.
Dacia is, so you're gonna have to explain what the hell a Dacia is.
Dude, I don't even know how to pronounce it, man. We just called it the Dacia. So, dude, there's like, yeah. So it was actually a Renault R10, but like again, French are easy punching bags for like comedy and stuff. So I figured they had enough. And when I was like looking it up, I saw that like in Romania, dude, they like made the same car. Like, they called it the Dacia. And I'm like, oh, that's funnier, dude. So like I instantly, like living overseas and stuff, this is going to sound terrible, but like the pickpockets and stuff that came up to you at all the train stations and stuff like that were like Romanian gypsies. And it was always these little kids, dude, like trying to take your stuff. And so I was thinking, my kid was in kindergarten, man. And so I'm like, dude, we got to like figure out a way to do child labor and do like a video of like all these kids working on this car. So I brought the car to the kindergarten class out in the playground and videotaped all these kids like painting it with like I bought all this non-toxic paint. And so they painted it, and I'm like, we got to keep going with this Romanian theme, dude. You know, just again, not trying to be mean or something, just trying to be funny. And but dude, on Craigslist, I saw in San Diego there was like free goats and chickens, and I'm like, that would be hilarious.
Only in California and Arkansas does it frequently say free goats and chickens.
Because in Georgia, you're going to have to pay for them.
That's right. I mean, yeah.
So, dude, I like grab my phone. I'm like texting my buddies, dude, free goats and chickens would be hilarious. You got to bring them. And then I'm like, wait a minute. Dead goats and chickens rotting in the paddock after an 115-degree temperatures in Buttonwillow. Gang stock would go like that. So nose dive. So, dude, I like, what can I do? What can I do? What can I do? So I like went on Craigslist, and I used to teach high school, and I like knew about like the FFA. So, dude, I like went on Craigslist in Bakersfield, which is like near the track in Buttonwillow. So, man, I was like, dude, anybody out there got any farm animals? They'll rent me for an hour. Don't ask too many questions.
An ad that you should not respond to if you're out there. And if you own goats and chickens and somebody posts, rent me your farm animal for an hour, don't ask questions. Just do not return that email.
Do you think they call me the bridge builder? No. Do you think they call me the teacher? No.
Dude, so like this lady calls me and says, yeah, my kids are in FFA. What do you need these animals for? And what do you want? And we went through this list back and forth, and I told her what I needed them for. And she's like, we got it. And so she showed up with a bunch of chickens, dude, and like some earless goats. And the kids were like in their white shirts and their, or it was white, I think they had white jeans. Yeah, white. Anyway, their FFA like uniform. And they were awesome. They were
so
just so awesome.
If Jeff lets me share my screen, I'm looking at all the pictures, and I think it's worth it to just look at them. But I can't get. I have texted, I have written. I can't get Jeff to answer me. So if you let me share my screen, at least then on YouTube you can see.
Okay, hold on one second. We will share screen.
Let's go ahead and just count that as someone skips over Chrissy for your bingo card. So if you
sure. Oh, that means I got bingo. Heck yeah. I'm pretty sure.
All right, Chrissy, you should be able to share screen.
Okay.
And when we go into sharing screen, Spank, I don't want to mess with your vibe here, but whatever the necklace is you have is making some crazy sound in the microphone.
Dude, I'm sorry, dude.
No, we got you. No, leave that there. I think
that's great. Go to the next one again.
I will. Fantastic.
I will.
All right. That's blue steel.
That's some chickens
that right there.
In a roll cage.
Chickens. Yeah, it is.
That's Nadia Comaneci, dude.
I'm sorry. This is
10, man.
This is not as funny for if you're listening.
To the podcast, This is what Jeff saw when he was in the shower at Thompson last
American
year.
blue jeans and cigarettes. That's what everybody brings home from America when they're from the East.
You want me to leave door open? I leave door open.
That's
I leave door open.
Dude, I got to shout out and give credit. So, like, dude, Nadia was like Rich Chesovich. He's like Chesaru on the forums and stuff.
Absolutely. We know who he is.
Yeah, we know he is.
Totally down for that stuff. He's awesome. See, there's the girls, that did the FFA. And then, like, so this new
they
guy,
don't have ears. Oh.
Yeah, that's how they're made, dude. Yeah, there he is. So, like,
I was gonna ask, what happened to their ears? I just did.
You just said that they're earless.
So, dude, there's like this other guy. So, like, the only way I can like do IOEs, right, and or even race in lemons, dude, is like to have people like Chris and Chrissy and other people who are like clueless at the time to what they're going to get into sign up to race with me, right? So, like,
or just
like,
bad shit.
So,
or like a good time.
Rob,
like a good time.
the student named Rob, it was like his first time. He was like in the mini club, right? He like totally missed out on all the other lemon stuff. He joined late, dude, and he's like, yeah, I got a mini. You guys race? I don't want to race. And I'm like, reel that guy in, dude. And so, like, his first day coming to my house, it was like 95 degrees, and he like gutted the interior of the Dacia of that Renault. Had been sitting in a field for 20 years. Dude, that's hardcore. So, like, he did that, and then he said his wife used to be a gymnast, and she actually went to Romania And the U.S. national gymnastics team, dude, gave them cigarettes to pay for the taxis. He's like, we totally need to do that. I'm like, I'm on it, man.
So if you want to see these pictures,
his idea.
all I did was I Googled Dacia lemons, and this is the third picture that showed up.
Yeah,
So
DACIA.
yes.
Actually, we'll Chrissy, if you could screenshot those and send them to me, we'll use them for the Instagram post to promote this episode because those are wonderful.
Actually, just put them in the shared drive because then I can also use them for the YouTube.
Nah, man, you got to get the picture of like Chrissy doing like the sexy car wash, man.
That was at the Ridge. That's when we won.
We'll be screenshotting that one in a minute. So, Chris, I don't know if you're here or not at the moment, but
Yeah, I'm here.
We were getting to that. You know, it's not as easy to win an IOE anymore. So I didn't want to steal your thunder if you were ready to talk about that.
No, I was thinking that this is a good segue into it. Is that the Dacia was the whole package? It was a terrible car. It was a great theme that was executed to perfection. And that's kind of the key that really worked there. Kind of like the Citroen RSM. Terrible car, great theme, but they both had to run enough. And the first time when the Citroen didn't run long enough, it didn't get the IOE. It got our choice because it was disturbing, but that was it. So you have to now have a car that actually runs pretty well, no matter how bad it is, to get that IOE.
You do. You got to. And I think whenever it comes down to two cars that have done the first two steps of terrible car, well themed, it does come down to lap count.
Well, even if it's not
the organizer's choice is totally like the Kissing Your Sister award.
Yes.
Congratulations, man. Kiss the podium girl. It's your sister, dude.
You would have won IOE, but you didn't do enough laps. Please have a work choice.
Yeah.
Nice.
So, and no, I think that's it. It's you can't just show up with a terrible car or an incredible theme. You've got to have both and a car that's running pretty well right now. So, like some of the best themes I can think of for IOEs are things like the Dacia or like S&M.
Well, and they're running out of crappy cars. I mean, you've got to dig up something,
No. I come on. When Spank will come up with a,
who are you talking to?
With a,
oh, dude,
the DAF.
Where'd
the DAF come from?
Dude, so that's it. So like, remember like the story I told you? It was way too long-winded about the Citroen. Dude, like right after I had the Citroen, I went and I found the DAF. Like, what is a DAF? A DAF? A DAF. Dude, I found a DAF on Craigslist, dude. And it's a DAF 55, and I looked it up, and it's like belt drive. Not kidding. It's like belts this wide that drive it. It's CVT transaxle, dude. It's like a centrifugal clutch. So you start the car, dude, like in gear, and then like it's a go-kart. Like you step on the gas, and like the shoes fly out and make contact with this big drum. So that is your clutch, and it slips until you get up to speed. And then in the back is two variomatic, is what they call it, variomatic pulleys back there, kind of like when you open up a treadmill and you look inside. And so yeah, man, it was just nuts. So I had that car forever, and finally at like last year at Buttonwillow, I'm like, dude, I just got to pull it out. This is like my albatross, man. This is my white whale. This is my IOE ringer. I just got to get out of here and just get it done. Dude, we brought it out there. It was terrible. After having the car for like 10 years, man, still down to the wire, getting it fixed, right? And then like, yeah, just
so you had the car for 10 years, yet still didn't have it ready for the race.
3 different houses.
This is making me feel so much better about the Z right now.
No. That is an unacceptable course of action, Jeff.
No. So I tried to Google DAF, whatever it is, and I got a whole bunch of trucks. I can't even find.
Same company.
Type in a
55.
DAF Marathon, Marathon, or DAF.
Oh, it's so
55.
cute.
They had a version of it called the Marathon, dude. It was like.
Go ahead and share, Chrissy.
But yeah,
It's terrible.
I thought for sure this would be, man, everything that I thought everything that could go wrong did go wrong. Dude, I ordered parts. They didn't. So the clutch shoes, right? It's like 8 shoes. They sent me 5.
It's probably all they had.
And I'm like, I thought, dude, I like went through I emptied out the trash can. I thought I threw these away. I must have thrown the other 3 away. What happened? So finally, like when I couldn't wait anymore, man, I had to like just put it together. And I because the other ones were literally think of it like a brake shoe, right? And like, dude, like half the metal was gone from the brake shoe. Like the pad was gone, half the metal was gone. And like I had to put them in there because they like held the springs and had to weld them. Dude, so like the flywheel, it just sucked. So like I put it in there and I'm like, finally I emailed the guy and I'm like, dude, where are they? I go, on the bag it says 5. Could you maybe only have sent me 5? And he's like, oh, yeah, sorry. Send you the other 3. I'm like waiting. And you know when they show up at my door, man? Monday after the race.
This happened. We've had this happen.
Wah, wah.
But that wasn't the problem. The clutch wasn't the problem, dude. It was the drive shaft. It's like the Guibo.
Yes.
So this is like, it's a
explain what a Guibo is for those people out there in podcast land who might not know what it is.
So it's a rag joint. It's a piece of like, you take a cookie cutter and you punch out a tire tread and you drill some holes in it, and that's what you connect your engine to your drive shaft, or your drive shaft to
it's
your.
It's like a hard rubber disc.
Yep, and all the
softer than like a hockey puck.
And so what this one was, the way with the DOF, man, is like it's like a bean can full of rubber, and then while it's still hot, they drop in a center spline like a socket. And then that socket, there's one on each end. And what happened, dude, is just like too much heat, and that rubber just stripped out, man. And so, yeah, where are you going to find a 1969 DOF drive shaft in Bakersfield, dude? But you know what we found out? A front pulley from a Miata is about the same diameter. totally like welded in the front pulley of my Miata, and we fit the slug inside the snout and welded that in there, and we got a bunch of laps after that, but it wasn't enough, man.
But the theme with that one was great too, though, I gotta say.
Chris, you mentioned the theme of the Citroën. So if you, I brought those pictures up. If you want to talk about heavy themes, I can also get pictures of springtime. So go ahead and talk, and I'll put stuff up.
No, just the theme with the DOF, Spank. You guys, you took on the evening party and the festivities there, and had it a very Dutch appropriate theme.
What race was that? That was
Buttonwillow.
Buttonwillow 18 or 19?
Last year, dude. So like 19. Yeah, 19. So we totally did like the red light district, because I'm like, man, I'm probably never going to teach again in my life anyway. So. So you guys did like the most awesome sex S&M theme. It was like super awesome, and I'm like, well, I can't top that, but
it was sexy. It was definitely sexy.
Sorry for party guys were actually there, and they're like, dude, if you'd thrown this party on the East Coast, we'd have been up all night. Everybody out here on the West Coast is lame. I'm like, what can I do, man? My buddy like used to work for Carvin. Guitars and amplifiers, right? He like totally designed this super awesome sound system. Freaking, you could hear it like in LA. It was crazy. I had another friend who from our mini club. So AJ is the one who worked for Carvin. Super big shout out to AJ for doing that. And then another friend, Joni Berkowitz. She's an artist. Man, she does amazing stuff. But so she built like a 25-foot windmill out of wood that we could build at the track. It was nuts.
I can't find windmill pictures. For some reason in the Uber gallery, all of the pictures from the paddock at that race are upside down or sideways.
That's about right.
Yeah, it's like right there at the edge of the garage. And then I had like, dude, it was the end of the month, right? So you go on Craigslist and you can get like 100 free mattresses and beds.
Seriously?
Yeah, dude.
I don't know what's going on here. I'm not really sure. This is sideways. It's as close I can get. Everything else is upside down.
I have no idea, dude. I have no idea. But man, it was awesome. It was so dude, what I was thinking is the problem with the parties, right? Is like people like grab the food and like go back to their paddock, right? That sucks because you want to party.
We don't know what that's like because that's not how the East Coast rolls.
Well, but that's what happens.
Unless you're doing engine swap.
Potlucks.
So,
Yeah, potlucks are deep. Yep.
So I was like, dude, what can we do to keep the people in the paddock? So like the chow line fed into a corral of beds, right? And there's like no place for people to sit down. So I made the beds the things to sit on. And I put the tables in between the beds, right? So I've got a picture of like 70 people sitting on satin sheet beds, dude, in the paddock eating food. It was just like with red lights in the background. My buddy AJ, he's playing like Dutch rap music. And we got like, you know, the idea was everybody's going to be dancing in the garages, right? Because I like rented all the garages, but everybody was fixing their broken cars, man, so nobody could dance. None of us could be the people selling our wares. But yeah, it was awesome. I mean, people came, they hung out, they sat down, ate the food. It was, and then no IOE. I got to kiss my sister though.
Wait. You didn't get the IOE for the DAF.
No.
Because you didn't run enough laps.
Didn't run
right?
a lot of
Yeah.
laps.
Yeah. This is the key, and I want to bring this up.
Exactly. That's why we brought it up. It's the example.
You no longer can win the IOE just bringing a.
You know what won? You know what won the IOE? It was like a Dodge Durango.
What? Ugh.
They're a nice team. It was like a tiki. I mean, they did an awesome theme, and they were like newbies, and they had like a 2-car theme going and stuff. So they totally are awesome. And I'm not saying they didn't deserve it, dude. I guess I'm like sounding like a huge. I'm not saying they didn't deserve it, and I'm happy that somebody else got it. To be honest, because like, dude, I got more than I deserve. You know,
You just made it rain. You just made it rain IOE patches.
And it's kind of embarrassing, to be honest, man. It is. I mean, honestly, I work hard for it, right? Dude, I don't think I was given any of them, except for maybe the one, no offense to Chris and Chrissy, dude, but the one where that they were at, and Jessie Combs, rest her soul, that she was there, I think that kind of gave us the IOE because of the cameras. I mean, we did a great performance, right? But dude.
I don't know. We had terrible cars that actually combined did kind of okay, and there wasn't anything else there that weekend that stood out.
True. But that's the only one that I feel ooey about. But like the rest of them, I know I can't say everybody on the team, dude, worked hard. Dude, Hamza, who I know is hooked up with you guys.
We had him on the show last week.
Oh, man.
And he's like,
dude,
he's one of us now.
His very first race, he flew in from the desert or something, like, you know, his army man stuff, and like jumped right into like hell, dude. He had to put a
Sounds perfect for Hamza, actually. Really.
I found a picture
I should
of
read
the
to you
beds.
his letter to me, dude. He sent me an audition letter. It was
None of this surprises me.
Not at all.
Not at all.
Give me a moment. I'll dig it up and read it out
Okay,
loud.
while you're doing that, I found a picture of the beds.
Busted.
Okay.
So here's, I believe, some of the beds.
My gosh.
Oh,
Wow.
Here.
Wait, they're real beds. I was picturing I was
I
picturing
paid money for some of them, dude. They were like awesome. Some of them
Let me
were
see.
awesome.
There were some other pictures, but I couldn't find. I'm trying to find a picture of the.
The other thing with that Class C Onslaught, you brought a pool table to the track too, that we had out.
Oh,
that was the bribe, was the pool table.
We spent more time. It was a full size too. The car warming up because it was so damn cold that race.
Yeah.
Oh,
we
it
just
was
let
cold.
our Mercury Grand Marquis rental car just idle most of the weekend so we could go sit and warm up.
Oh, it was cold.
All
We
right,
had a
dude.
tent though.
Can I read this? Like Hamza, I got the letter.
How long is it?
All right. 45 seconds.
It's fine.
All right. I've been stalking the Lemons forum for a while now, since I've had the last 5 months to stew over a race while overseas. Your offer of the seat and shot at drive and hit the spot. I'd love to join your team for the season closer in Texas. Please let me know how and what you need and where to meet you and make this happen. Full disclosure, here's a short list of all the driving and racing experience that I bring to the game. I can rig the car for airdrop, then follow it out with a backflip out of an airplane from 25,000 feet. I've been told I look amazing in lime green. Should the Lemons race need to recover any cars from the depths, I'll gladly do the salvage work. I have wasted far more money on far dumber events for far less potential. First responder with a good bit of medical skills, extraction, and rough land evacuation experience. Raced a 125cc moto across the length of the Peruvian Andes Mountains, 5,000 kilometers at 9,000 RPMs for 13 days. Pure hell. Loved it. 14 hours at intervals on the track should be good to go. I feel comfortable driving while all passengers are shooting. Hot brass. Experience less enjoyable, however. It may be heresy, but with a notable exception, living in Japan, been keeping air-cooled VWs alive since I was a wee teen, and I have run and walked 3 full marathons drinking 1 beer per mile. And then he goes on, as none of this has anything to do with racing on a circuit track, all I can say is I'm happy to have the opportunity to join you. And then he keeps on going. Whenever you're dragging your car there, I'll arrange to be there, and et cetera, et cetera. So I show up with a Toyo Hog, right? Dude.
You got to explain what the Toyo Hog is. I know we talked about it last week, but
yeah, so it's a 2008 Prius. That's a whole nother story how I ended up with that. Dude, it was awesome. So like, I'm like, how do I make a Prius like just kill it, right? How do you do a Prius and lemons, dude? Like nobody ever wants to try one again, right? I'm like, Harley motor. So we put a Harley motor in it, and Chris and Chrissy were supposed to drive it the very first time it raced. Longer story.
That's true.
Longer story. Anton Lovett. I said, Anton, dude, the motor's in pieces. I don't know what I'm doing. Can you come help me? If I buy you a plane ticket, can you fly down? It's like Friday. Dude, you like fly down? Anton, you know, we know each other a little bit, but dude, he's like, all right. So the dude hops on a plane, like after one phone call, dude, flies down, puts the motor together, helps me get it in there. And we're trying to get it ready for Chuckwalla, right? And so then Chris and Chrissy come out to do Chuckwalla, the race with this Harley Power Prius, the Harley Sportster motor that was a 8 something cc. Dude, we like punched it out, made it like 1100 cc, and then made it work. And it's just like chain drive to the front wheels, dude. And so like Chris and Chrissy came out, and we were slaving on it and slaving on it and slaving on it all night. And that was the first time I quit, man. But I think it was the right thing to do, because like, dude, like Chris will tell you, you can't just show up with crap, man. You got to turn laps. And it was pretty clear that car was not going to turn laps, dude. So like,
yeah, it was a tough call.
It was hard, but I'm like, man, we're going to do all this. And we've been keeping it a secret from everybody, and it's going to go out there and it's going to fall on its face. And like, it was so hard to do that, because they like brought, so another prop. These are all the leather jackets and the chaps that you made.
Costuming is very important in your lemons theming.
Totally.
Well, and when we show up, we say we're gonna bring it. Like you tell us what we need.
Like, what can we do? What can we do? I mean, whenever you're driving with somebody else's stuff, doesn't matter, dude. You're like, what can we do? We got it. We own that. We'll own that. And so you're like the perfect teammates, dude. So like, it hurt to not bring the car there. And so like, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? So I got to get it out this year. I can't keep the secret. We got it ready. I brought it to Houston, MSR Houston in December, the season finale race, dude. So I towed it out there. This is how ridiculous I am, man. I like covered the whole thing in a tarp because I didn't want anybody to see me driving down the road from California to Texas with a Prius with a Harley Sportster motor sticking up out of the engine hood. So I like, stupid in hindsight, dude, but like, anyway, I'll think this podcast was stupid in hindsight, probably. Dude,
well, we're right here, man. Come on.
But no, not you, me, dude. Anyway, so like, I get there, and my niece is getting married, man, that weekend in Albuquerque. So like, I get there, Hamza gets there, we meet for the first time, we finagled like this garage. So we finished putting the car, you put the seat in, we got everything, the little stuff, like seat, fire extinguisher, numbers, just little stuff.
Those aren't little things, by the way. For those of you out there who have never
at the time,
raced car.
The fire extinguisher at the time was just four bolts
yeah.
and a handheld extinguisher. Yeah, now totally different. Anyway, so Hamza did all that. We go through tech. We do a big reveal. We pull the tarp off. Hurrah! My truck with the car is still on the trailer in tech. I hop in somebody else's car. They take me to the airport. I fly out. So Hamza and Anton and Rich Chesovich are sitting there with the car they had only seen for like 4 hours and that had never driven further than 50 feet under its own power.
And worse than that, they don't know what you've done. So it's like if a spark plug breaks, they're like, who knows what motor this is?
Well,
I don't know.
broke?
It's a Harley.
Guess what broke? The clutch. So they had to change the clutch when I wasn't there on Saturday, dude. So I was back. I went to the wedding on Saturday. As soon as the wedding was done, boom, I flew back. I was back in the paddock Saturday night. And they're like, yeah, dude, we changed the clutch. We're good to go tomorrow. I'm like, what?
What a day.
Yeah. So, yeah. So another key ingredient for IOE is super awesome people on your team.
Absolutely.
I would argue just a top tip from E1R. Whenever the car is broken, leave. And then just come back and it'll be
into the ferries have fixed it. Maybe that would have got the Citroen running.
Well, you got to have the right ferries. I mean, really, because Anton, Hamza, and Rich is a pretty good group of ferries to have.
There's some badass ferries right there.
Yeah.
I mean, that worked with your motorcycle, Jeff, your little mini bike.
It did, absolutely. Well, it's not completely done yet. So we've mentioned the Citroen on this podcast like 1,000 times, and it's probably somebody review it real quick. I'll pull up some pictures because I think this was one of the true like trials of IOE, because it took us 3 races of wrenching on that car to get it to perform well enough to get IOE. And we struggled.
It's a 73 Citroen SM Automatique 3-liter that Spank texted or sent me a Craigslist ad for. It was in Providence, Rhode Island, and it was $900. Hasn't been driven in many years, but complete.
I think I have a picture before. Let me get to the before picture, and I'll pull that one up, and then we'll go back.
So, of course, we had to have it. And then, amazingly got it running, and I couldn't believe that it was running, and then also couldn't believe that after it was running for about 20 seconds, it pumped its suspension up. And then it actually kind of stayed mostly up. We couldn't believe it. So, but we devolved into carburetor issues and ignition issues, and switching the Marshall alternator for a GM1 wire, and we got a Ford voltage regulator on it now, and fuel tank issues, and you name it. It took a long time to get that thing sorted, but once it sorted, it actually worked quite well. Like its last race, it ran the whole time without really a problem.
Yeah, if we would have had brake pads, we could have gone a lot faster too.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But the inboard brakes on that didn't get much air, and getting pads to them is kind of a problem. So.
We ordered pads, but they showed up the wrong ones. Showed up, right?
Yeah, we had extra set of rears and whatever. Whatever pads I'm getting for that are not exactly race quality. Yeah. So.
And why don't you talk about our theme while I click to those?
Well, it's a Citroen SM. So what else can you do for a theme besides Citroen S and M? So we had a multi-car theme for S and M. Citroen had a collar and a leash and some fishnets on, and the Civic was transformed from a tank into Mr. Fister, complete with a fist holding the leash and a spiked collar, and it continued that way for quite a long time, and everyone loves Mr. Fister. Really, we've got lots of stories of Mr. Fister. Kids especially love Mr. Fister. You'd never believe it. So anyway, it took 3 races, but we got it. But the first race, we really went hard on that theme, and it was fun.
And that was after the appetizer with the truck.
Yeah.
We once you get into those costumes, you stay in them all weekend long. I got a picture of Bruce there doing some grinding.
I don't see your screen, Jeff. It says Jeff had starting screen sharing.
Oh.
But there's nothing there.
Oh, I'm seeing it. I'm absolutely seeing it.
Yeah. Oh, well, just
me.
we
have a picture of Bruce doing some grinding in no shirt, but I don't know what that is, a leather bandolier of some sort.
It's a harness of some sort. Yeah.
He's pointing to his safety glasses because
he's wearing just a band around his chest,
yes.
and but He has safety glasses on, so that's
And
awesome.
you know, what I liked about that one in the highlight video was you guys were in charge of administering some punishment to some black flaggers, and he's having to walk around on the end of a leash while I believe it was Bruce was hitting him with the cat of nine tails.
Yeah.
and dude goes, "You're gonna get tired of hitting me with that pretty soon." And Bruce is not a tall person, but Bruce is fit and not someone you should lip off to. And I just, guys are already dressed in leather with a cat of nine tails. What are you exactly gonna do?
Yeah,
And you screwed up so
you
bad.
don't give an F. You spend all weekend in S&M gear.
Don't care.
Don't
Dude,
care.
you gotta commit. You totally gotta commit.
Gotta commit.
Gotta commit. Dude.
Yeah, I think we learned that from you there, my friend. Just
Yes.
you know, once you're in, you get the bit, stick with it. Like Spank Worthington that weekend, no matter what's going on.
Dude, you guys were part of like some epic themes, like
Absolutely.
awesome. The flappy arm, dude, Chrissy. Oh, dude, that was the best.
I just
Like
love
it was kind of half-assed, but it's as good as I can do.
Oh, dude, that was like
I'll
when
need this explained, by the way.
So
Hal
What
Worthington,
race?
dude, is like super famous, right? Car.
No, us East
No.
Coast have no idea who that is.
I
California.
know who that is. Absolutely. I'll club a seal to make his deal. I will club this baby seal to sell this baby. Yeah, he's been
And his
mocked.
dog Spot.
Yeah, he's been mocked everywhere.
So what race? And I'll pull up some pictures.
So it was at Sonoma.
Sonoma.
And it was within months, dude, of like Cal Worthington dying. So he was like in the news, right? And
probably 2016, I'm gonna guess. We were there with Hamza and
Hamza came.
and Sagi
dude,
and
Sagi
Sasha.
and Sasha. It was like the Lemon supergroup, dude.
We
We're like-
hadn't really known them before, so it was kind of like we all were like, yeah. Hamza's like, "Oh, I'm from Virginia," and we're like, "You are?"
Oh, hey.
We're like, "Hi, we're from Pennsylvania, not far." And he was like, "Oh, you know Speedy Cop?" We're like, "Yeah." So we've like definitely seen him before. We just never met him.
So
It says
what
how
is the name of the
Worthington
race?
died in 13.
It was
But-
Sonoma.
Is that Pacific Northwest?
It was
No,
Sonoma. It
One,
was
they have different
Sonoma.
names for Sonomas.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's
pointless.
my favorite memory that weekend is when the tornado comes in, puking up water, and into the judge bay, and then Spank comes running up, goes, "Oh, half price! This sounds half price now, half price."
Yeah, that was like that was just opportunity, dude. You just gotta like take it, man.
Exactly, because you're ready and you're still in costume, and it worked. So
And yeah, Hamza was like dressed as like the chick in the Toronado ads, and like
yep.
Soggy was supposed to be my dog Spot, dude. We even did like a jingle. It never made the wrap up. Like, dude, it was like, if you need a Lemon's car, go see Spank. If you don't want to drive far, go see Spank. If your car's a piece of and you like to wrench on it, go see Spank, go see Spank, go see Spank.
Right.
Yeah, we did something like that. We tried it, and it didn't work.
That's all right. You got to try that.
But we had like balloons and like all kinds of like things across from our paddock to the garages.
Yep, the RV got caught on the streamers. So someone else's RV.
And I was so bummed because you guys, so the Tornado died. No, not Tornado. The Toyo Hog was out there, and it died with Chris Egan driving it.
Yeah.
Oh, Chris
I was
Egan.
driving-
Oh
made it
no,
out.
it wasn't Chris
Yep.
Egan. It was like a dude that was looks like Chris Egan.
But Chris Egan was there too. I
Was he
think.
there
No,
too?
It was Chris
Maybe
Egan.
he was the mystical old Chris Egan.
No, dude, it was Chris Egan because
Okay.
Chris Egan actually like I said, you need a good team. Chris Egan, maybe it wasn't Chris, but he came out with the very first time the Tornado race. I think it was there. Yeah, it was that race, and he like helped me. Stayed up all night, dude. Helped me put disc brakes on it. Like he flew out for his first arrive and drive or something. I don't think he even built a car yet or something. And he flew out, and we used like Pagel's shop at Evil Genius. And Pagel's like, dude, you can use it. You can use my shop. You can use but I got to get some sleep. but you guys can use my shop, right? I'm like, okay, dude. And so we used the shop, and Chris was there all night long to put disc brakes on this 6,000-pound front-wheel drive V8 car because drum brakes would suck. So
Yes.
yeah, it was awesome. He's a good guy. But anyway, so the Toyo Hog died going up the hill. I was in the Tornado. I saw it dead, and I'm like, he can't get started on an uphill with that motorcycle clutch, dude. So like, I came up behind him. I started pushing him, and I'm like, does he know how to get push started? Does he know how to get it push started? So I'm going to drive him and try to push start him. And I pushed him all the way up, dude, all the way to the top of the hill of Sonoma. And I'm like, dude, he's not doing anything. I'm like, forget it. Let him get towed. And I like pulled off. And then you, Chrissy, and you, Chris, went and tried to push start it in the paddock. Like, I think it's, I don't know. You tell it.
Well, we tried with the stock Prius pushing the
I was in the
Prius
stock
around.
Prius and pushing the Tornado.
And we were trying,
and
eventually it just
Toyo
wouldn't happen. So we pulled the plugs, and the front plug, I think, had been assaulted by the piston. So that was that. Oh well. We had so many good times.
Never got to drive the Tornado though, dude. That's the only. He wanted to be the last one in the Tornado.
I don't believe that's true. I think he did, because I think the Lemons picture right now. Oh, on Facebook. You are not on Facebook. It's him.
I can totally like see that.
It's him racing. I'm pretty sure it's his helmet, because it's silver.
He wanted to race it. He drove it, but he wanted to like race it.
Oh, sure. Okay, I'm sorry. He did drive it.
And dude, it came in with Sasha like broke all the wheel studs off of it or something like that. So one thing about Sasha, dude, he races cars hard.
Yes, he does.
He will break your car.
There are no F's left on the track after he comes in.
The best thing,
not just the cars, his pit vehicles. He'll tear your pit vehicle up and fix it too, or tear his own pit vehicle up.
But
then he fixes it, whatever it is.
Exactly, absolutely.
Dude, stand up, 100% guy, man. You can.
I can't find the pictures.
You can bust
me
on
neither.
him for breaking your stuff, but he'll fix it.
There's so much more to bust on him for, like the ever-growing explosion orbit of parts that is at every paddock he has ever had ever.
Dude, you haven't been to my paddock.
Hey, some of it's slightly color coded, and there's bins at least. Bins keep it together.
Lots of bins.
Yeah. Yeah.
The one race I got to go to this year, Lemons race, it was Barber, and Sasha shows up with the 30% more roof. Or no, it was some other terrible light. No, it was the Axis. He was there in his Nissan Axis, and I swear, because he towed it on a dolly with a Mazda Tribute or some other terrible idea, and just opened the back of it, and just parts fell out. Just pistons and connecting rods and oil pans, and they all just sat in a circle, staining the pavement at Barber.
It's about right. All right, so
I found the Toyo Hog.
Hit it.
And with let me share this here.
And
car and driver story. Shopping for a unique daily driver, the Harley engine Toyota Prius is for sale.
Dude, I like throw it up on eBay and like broke the internet for like 3 days.
And we got a picture of Spank Worthington slapping the fender of the Toyo Hog.
There you go. Actually, my arm is in that picture.
Your arm is in that picture?
Yeah, I was the
that you on the edge.
I was the blow up crazy arm.
Inflatable like the arm man.
Totally, that was me.
So it looks like it was probably not okay. California Lemons vehicle. That sounds good. A picture of it on the track. No body roll at all. For some reason,
super light once you get off Prius of all the stuff.
That was
and there's a whole picture of the whole crew.
That's what we're looking for. There you go.
Oh yeah, that was Greg Hubacek, not Chris.
Right?
That's
I had.
That was Greg Hubacek. Yeah, Chris Egan was at the debut of the Toyo Hog.
And Chris is wearing the chaps.
Yeah.
Get in there a little closer there. Yeah, the pictures are not exactly high resolution here, so I apologize for that. But that's Chrissy. That's you in the pink, the wacky arm waver.
Yes, I have a pink shirt. I have pom poms, and I have a pink what do you call it? Pillowcase over my head that has a scribble of a happy face on it. And
for some reason we have a Matador on the other side. I don't know what's going on there.
Because that was the ad for the Tornado, dude.
Oh, excellent. Oh, I see the Tornado in the corner. We can get that in there.
Matador and a chick, and so there's Hamza and the Matador.
So you put this on eBay. This article is from when, Jeff? Because this is Murley. Murley wrote this for C&D back in the day.
This is. It looks like 2014. That's why I was.
So
having trouble.
you put it up for sale. It didn't sell, and you still have it.
Yep, and we've raced it
So,
again.
listeners, this awesome piece of history can totally be yours.
Totally.
But you should totally buy the Citroen instead.
You
And
know?
so which
We've
coach
already-
you're on?
We've already established the Toyo Hog has paperwork, Jeff.
Oh, yep. Done.
Dude, California title in my name. Yeah.
So we're
It
the
does
whole
better
this
do
whole, this whole show. This is awesome. I love reminiscing about a vehicle because that was one of my bingo card spots. But did we win anything for this?
For that,
Bank Worthington? No, I mean the whole show was about IOEs, and we're reminiscing about awesome themes, which we do well.
Well,
I couldn't recall.
word choice probably.
Yeah.
Or,
IOE is not easy to win anymore, and I think that's what we're really talking about.
Yeah, let's sum this up. What do you need to win an IOE now? You need to have a bad car. It might not necessarily be an epically terrible car, but at least a bad car.
I would argue an original and bad car. You get just show up with something like a K car station wagon. Not gonna cut it.
Yep. You need to have a very good theme, no matter what. Now,
Yes.
It doesn't necessarily have to be an epic theme, but a good theme. You've got to
theme strong all weekend.
Yep.
Got to stay.
Yep. You've got to have a group of like-minded idiots who are willing to do this all with you. Totally essential.
totally.
And you actually have to run the race pretty well. So, yeah. That's all it takes. So get started on that.
Yeah.
And I would say,
So easy, man. So easy. Just find the right people, dude, and find the right car, and it's magic.
not just run strong, but also I think you need to minimize your black flags. They don't want to talk to you all weekend till the flag comes out.
Just keep
It's
running.
okay to break. It's not okay not to run. Like you could break a little, come in, fix it, and go back out. Like let's talk about some of the things that haven't won. The Borg Ward did not win. Oscar, the AMC, whatever
Javelin.
that was, Javelin did not win.
After some strong efforts.
Has finished mid pack of the whole race and
Yep.
beaten many cars and still not won. And that is, I would not get in that car for $1,000. That thing is rusty.
The Fury. The Fury took a
Fury.
long time to win. That's a terrible car. Yeah.
Rolls
There's a
Royce.
lot.
It took us 2 shots in the Rolls Royce to win.
Yep.
Are you sure it wasn't
I think it was 3.
I think it's been 3.
Yeah, it was 3. So there you go. That's all you need. Just all those things.
It took three shots, and we had to finish in like the top 30% of the field to get any notice.
And Citroen, when we first ran all weekend, we still lost to a Fuego, and they gave it to the Fuego. And the Fuego had run
So
5 or 6 races, and that was like the one that it did very well.
dude, I've got a philosophy on IOE if you want to hear it.
Yes!
This is why you're here. Why are we this far into the show? Come on, Spank.
I'm
Damn
trying
it.
to stick with your schedule, dude. And
We gave you an Amazon gift card for this.
Dude. No, so all right, so this is a little bit of, like I said, I've gotten more IOEs than I deserve. So I'm like officially the DOF was like my last. I don't want any more trophies, dude, because like there's so many other awesome cars and awesome people out there. I'm still gonna work hard, right? But it just becomes, oh, look who won against Spank. But this is what I thought I figured out, dude. So one, the race is run and the organization is by like automotive journalists, right? So you got to think, and it's a totally subjective award. So one, automotive journalists are friggin' lazy. They don't want to work. If you can write it for them, they will print it. So make it as easy as possible for them. 2, does your car tell a story at 60 miles an hour from 100 or 200 yards away?
The Prius got up to
doesn't.
60 miles an hour?
At
I'm being
50.
serious.
No, I did.
But
Going down the hill.
can it tell a story from one picture,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
think like a journalist. Think like an automotive journalist. Make it easy for them. Spoon feed them if you need to, and know who your judges are going to be, because like what Jay and Phil like, totally different than what like Eric from the Midwest. Eric is a spring chicken compared to the others, right?
But
So,
but automotively, he's an old soul because he loves 70s and 80s GM.
70s and 80s, not a
But
69
not 60s. Yeah.
such and such or a 50 something such and such. So hope they're not listening, but dude, it's like
They don't
not,
listen.
They're
They don't
totally
listen.
not now.
it's,
And we've had them on the show, and they won't listen.
it's totally like, you got to think what's going to make their job easy. And so, and you need to finish strong, right? So there was a team, and I'm not bad mouthing them. They had an awesome strategy. They brought it, and I'm not going to get too specific because I don't want them to get pissy. But dude, they drove the car for an hour and parked it for 2 hours. Drove for an hour, parked it for 2 hours. And that was on Saturday, right? And it was part of their theme. We're having a picnic lunch. And then Sunday, they made sure they were running by like 10 o'clock all the rest of the day Sunday. Because you want to be, every time they look up, you want to be running. And when they walk by your paddock, they don't want to see you wrenching, because then they think something's wrong. And so if you say, what's wrong? You go, nothing. Just giving it a rest. Dude.
Or Chris goes,
Yeah.
I don't know.
So like,
oh no.
so make it look like you've been running the whole time, right? You need to get some laps, obviously. And the newer your car is, or the crappier your theme is, or whatever, the more laps you need to get. But make it look the part, like that Dodge Durango or whatever it was. Dude, they made it like a tiki bar. It looked amazing.
Oh, well, I think you're talking about the
Oh,
Pontiac. It was an Aztec, Pontiac Aztec, and it drove around with a bar in the back of the race car.
There's a different one. There's this.
No,
He's
never
talking
mind.
about it's a Grand Cherokee. They kind of made it into a
Yeah,
Grand
something
Cherokee
like that.
Camino and put like bar stools sticking out of the trailer hitch and like a
This is
tiki
Buttonwillow,
bar and stuff.
but
That
anyway.
was an Aztec. I'm almost.
I just saw the picture of it. Mental.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
But yeah, I mean, so think of who your judges are. Find out if your car, you can twist it like Phil, Romania and Phil, dude, that's gold, right?
Yeah.
Even if he wasn't at the race. I don't think he was at the race, but dude. But yeah, like a GM, a mid-80s GM car for when Eric is there.
Yeah, totally.
Citation, it's like, dude, totally Eric Rude's thing. So yeah, I mean, know your judges, keep your car running. Sunday is more important than Saturday. Make sure you're always turning laps on Sunday all day long.
All right. So you have bestowed some wisdom upon us. Tell me why Sunday's more important than Saturday.
Because
I believe you, but I want to understand.
Because Saturday, they figure out who they're keeping their eye on. Like when cars come through tech, right? They're like, oh, we got to look at this. This is awesome. Keep our eye on this one, right? And
Okay.
Saturday, there's
Okay.
still so much chaos, black flag, penalty box, blah, 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 blah. But they have the cars that they want to, like, dude, we're like going to like make sure we get pictures of these. We're going to make sure we get videos of these, right? Awesome. And so Saturday, they think they know what they're looking for. And then like Sunday, they're solidifying it, right? And they're looking for a reason, because they're narrowing it down to like 2 or 3 cars, dude. So you're like, oh, is it going to be the Citroen? Is it going to be the Peugeot? Or is it going to be this Chevy S10, right? With the couch in the back. And so they're looking for a reason to weed one of them out to make their decision easier. If you're broken, makes their decision. When they look for you, you're broken. It makes their decision very easy. They don't have the time necessarily, dude, to like go track you down and figure out if you fix it and you're back out there or not. They just, what's in their head, dude, is like, dude, they're not out there. Or they
Especially
look.
depending on some of the paddocks. Sometimes if you've got levels 3, 4, and 5, they could look around what's in the garage. But if you're far away, they're not going to find you.
But yeah, I mean, the big secret is keep running as much as you can. You don't got to do tons of laps, and make it visually appealing. Give them a story that they don't have to work too hard to record.
There we go.
There we go.
The
How to
philosophy
win an
of the
IOE.
I mean, it's a self-promotional tool, right?
Yeah.
I mean, look, the secret's out, right? Everybody who doesn't know lemons, dude, they think it's like all Citroens and Peugeots and Simcas and, right? And then like we bag on like the 1 or 2 BMWs that are there. But the reality
we bag on every BMW.
But the reality,
even race
dude,
bar, yeah.
There's like one Peugeot every 12 races, right? There's like one Citroen every 50 or 60 races, but people remember the Citroen and the Peugeot. Dude, if you can do something so they don't have to write about another Crown Vic, right? Dude, you're already ahead of the game. And so the IOE is the promotional tool for the series. Which car are you going to bring, dude? That's going to like, dude, this is the series, right? That they can differentiate themselves from like Spaz Car or like Lucky Pooch or whatever.
Yeah, no, I think that's totally it. And we have heard that. We've been watching the Thursday Lemons, whatever, Facebook Live thing. I'm sure you haven't seen it. But they frequently tell stories about people who call up and are like, so I don't know if this is bad enough. I got a 73 Cordoba. And they're like, no, that's bad enough. Go ahead and bring that. And then they call back, somebody else calls in and says, yeah, I don't know. I can't find a crappy enough car. I have an 82 DOF. And they're like, no, that's good. Bring it. So you're right that the worst cars get the most ink. And the terrible, wacky, if they have to say car name, comma, and then explain it for more than like 8 words, that is a key to IOE. You still got to turn laps. You can't be broken. It needs to look great. You need to come with a theme. But it's like when they did the video of the Citroën, they said, is it the one with the Maserati motor? Oui, oui. Is it automatique? Oui, oui. Does the hydromatic suspension work? Oui, oui. So like, and the same thing with a DOF. What's a DOF? It's a Dutch, it's got a whatever transmission, CVT transmission, blah, 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 belt drive. I'm sorry, not even a CVT, a belt drive transmission. So it's not just a 1950 Buick unless that 1950 Buick is also something special.
No, you got it, dude.
Where do you guys fall on hat cars, or is that an episode for a topic for another episode?
That's another episode, I think.
All right.
Yeah.
But we should mention what a hat car is, because a hat car has frequently won an IOE, but it's getting harder and harder for hat cars to win. So our boat was one of the earliest hat cars. It was a year, Chris? No idea.
72. 73. All right, 70.
No, the S10.
Oh, the S10 was a 94.
So 94 S10, cut the body off, get a 72 14-foot, 16-foot?
16-foot Sea Sprite.
16-foot Sea Sprite. Pop them on top of each other.
Spank has done the same kind of thing, too, like the Caterpillar backhoe on the Moke, or the land speed record holder on the Moke. Like the Moke has been the underneath of a lot of hat cars.
The whole reason I built the Moke was because of Eyesore Racing, dude. In their early days, they did a new theme for every race, and it was awesome. I'm like, I want it, but they're fast, dude. But I'm like, I want to be like them, and because it was awesome. So that's the only reason I built the Moke, was just to be able to. It's a floor pan and a roll cage, dude.
Oh, but it's so cool. One of my favorite cars.
It's fun. All right, we'll talk about hat cars another day, without a doubt.
We got a picture of the Moke if you're watching on YouTube.
There we go. Bob the Builder.
That was the race we finally won IOE with the Moke. Speaking of long time IOE, that was so what that took. So that Moke was part of the IOE, I think, for that
Class C Onslaught.
Yes, it was.
Show, right? One of 4 cars, but it never went on its own. So it was like, man, what do we got to do? We got to finish like top half. And so finally I said to Rich Chesaru, I was like, dude, let's just like 2 stinted. I got a 22 gallon fuel cell in there, dude. Let's just go to see how long we can go. And he's like, all right. I'm down. He goes, but Saturday, I got to be somewhere, dude. So I'm not going to fly until later. He goes, so you start the race on Saturday, drive it. And when I show up, hop out and I'll hop in. I'm like, all right, dude. I think my internet.
Haven't. No, that went over. That's having good teammates that you trust.
Yeah.
So I got in the car, 22-gallon fuel cell with all that ridiculousness on that car, and I stayed in it all day. They had to drop the flag, dude, 4 minutes early because I ran out of gas at the start-finish line. So, a no-stop race in the moke, and I tried, dude. I tried so hard to piss myself, and I couldn't. I had to pee so bad, I couldn't piss myself. I'm like, what the hell, dude? I think my prostate's going. So I was like,
but no, but that proves it. You can't just bring a moke.
no.
You can't just theme a moke. You need to bring a moke, theme a moke, and then drive the tits off a moke.
Non-stop. So then, dude, Sunday, we did 1 stop, and we did, like, way more laps than I did on Saturday by myself. Because I was coasting, dude. Like, from the top of the track down through the chicane, I was coasting. I was like hypermiling.
Just the hypermiling, yeah.
Dude, I was like, stop, I was gonna die so many times. So yeah, never do that again, dude.
That's a good way to sum up the IOE. I thought I was gonna die so many times. It's about right.
Dude.
All right. Well, I think we've got enough on this one for now, but we could go on for hours here. But this has been fantastic.
Dude, thanks, man. This has been awesome.
No, thanks, Spank, for coming. We're gonna get to our
one
next
last
session.
segment.
One last segment. So don't stick with us for just another moment
Before you
Maybe
pass out. Yeah.
Hold up, don't pass out yet. So we have coming up on the spot, which it's been a while since we've done.
Yeah.
Spot.
So on the spot quickly is someone gives a question and everyone has to within, right away come up with an answer that's quick and short. What's the answer? So my question is, if you were looking for another IOE car that you do not already have, but were looking to get one, what would be the next one you would try to get? And I'm going to start with Jeff.
It's got to be a Trabant. A Trabant is the holy grail, right?
They won't let them run because they're made of.
They're not made out of metal, right?
They're made out of papier-mâché. Yeah, because Roger McDaniel's got one from Duff Beer, and they won't let him run it.
Having sound problems. I don't know if it's you or me.
No, you're good. We can hear you.
But yeah, the Trabant is paper mache. They've already said no Trabant.
Yeah, sorry.
Not only is it paper mache, but apparently when cracked releases toxic fumes.
Of course. All right, Jeff, take two, quick.
Yeah, I'm terrible at this. Because
all right, go to mental.
Yeah, go to mental. That was
it's probably going to fall under the same rules of No Way in Hell because it's too small, but a duck.
What's a duck?
Citroen 2CV.
Oh. No, that meets wheelbase rules, but I don't think it would meet the go fast enough rules. But hey, good enough. I like that idea.
Spot something in it.
What about like an amphibi car? Would that mean that they're too small, right?
Oh my God! And that would infuriate the purists.
An amphibi car. All right,
that would be wonderful.
I like that.
That's better than a duck. I'm sticking with the duck, but that's a great answer.
All right, Chrissy.
So I have been Googling. I have been trying to come up with, I knew what the on the spot was before, and I was still trying to come up with, but I'm coming back to my original thought, and I have no idea how to do it, but I want to do a mail truck.
Yes.
A Grumman LLV.
Grumman LLV. Yes.
I want like an actual, make it however it's going to fit.
And it has to run on propane.
Oh, no way. Hell no. It's so dangerous. No. Mail truck.
No compressed gas.
No
compressed gas. You're right.
Yeah. Most of them are LPG.
Yeah.
No, a lot of
here. They're all Iron Duke.
Yeah, ours sound terrible. Yeah, I'm going with the mail truck.
All right. And Spank, what do you think?
Dude, I think the Toyo Hog's got it in it to win it a second time. But, dude, the original plan was to have push to pass electric motors in it, like, because once you have a chain you can put like as many cogs as you want along that chain, right? So like the plan was to have like 2 Harley motors, you know, on the chain. And then and I've got 2 motors, dude. One's a 4-speed, one's a 5-speed. So that would be awesome.
Not a problem.
You know, once you get like one in first, second, and one in third, you lock them together with one handle, right?
Does that mean double the paint shaker feel?
Yes.
Yeah, it's like a counterbalance shaft on like a Porsche, right? It just like cancels it out.
Yeah.
But then you have like an electric motor that's just like a push to pass on that chain, like give you a little bit more.
I like it.
Chris, I did not pick what I thought you were going to pick. So if you don't say the words next, I'm going to throw it in your face. What would you pick for an IOE?
TVR Tasman.
I knew you were going to say that.
Yeah.
I
He
love
said
the
it
wedge
before.
car.
That's why.
Yeah, we've talked about the TVR Tasman.
I even just looked it up.
You know what I think? And here's another thing. And I've had this dream. Spank, pay attention to me because this is up your alley.
Fingers are out.
An all wedge race. Oh, he's going to miss this because this is so far up his alley. And he's turning on his lights. That's fine.
The lights. All right,
Spank in all wedge race. TVR Tasman, a TR8, an X19, and a Subaru XT. 4 of the greatest wedge cars. They're all terrible.
You're not going to find them all.
Subaru XT has probably not run in lemons well enough to run the IOE, and I would definitely get one of those.
It would take you a season to sort out a TVR, but I would argue that a TVR could threaten an overall too, in the right hands, in the hands of the right lunatics who are used to driving a car on the ragged edge. A TVR would be very quick.
Dude, the problem nowadays with like winning overall with a crappy car is like fuel economy, man.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and we've had this on the show, pit stops. But you if you've got a good team and your pit stops are taking much longer than 4 minutes, you need to keep practicing.
All right. Well, we're good on the spot now. Before we don't need to get into pit stops, but yeah,
that
was fun.
I'm going to start searching for a TVR. I love this idea.
Oh, we've been searching.
I love that idea.
yeah.
Dude,
You're in the wrong part of the country, folks. You need
All
to
right.
come out here with me and Spank and Russ Freeland.
Well, Spank, thanks so much for being here with us.
This is
So
awesome.
really
dude,
wonderful to have you. It's been great.
thanks.
And
it's been a while. I'm glad to have seen you, dude. And when this racing stuff opens back up, you need to think about coming out.
yeah,
Spank,
sounds good.
if you do a work weekend, get a hold of me. I can be there in 4 hours.
3 now that he has the Mercedes. Yeah.
Damn Skippy.
Dude, you have no idea what's in my yard right now.
All right. Well, Spank has a few things to take care of here, so we're going to go into the final moments of the. Anybody have an X Show promo?
No, we have no idea.
No. But thank you for downloading us. We hope you enjoyed this week's edition of Everyone Racers. We also hope you'll join us in the world of driving, racing, and building because everyone can be a racer, even you. If you enjoy this podcast, subscribe. It's totally free. Then go to iTunes and give us a 5-star rating. Even if you hate us, give us 5 stars and tell us why. If you have any questions or show ideas, drop a comment on our Facebook page, Everyone Racers, or email us at everyone.racers@gmail.com. Find us on Instagram or Twitter at everyone.racers. Thanks again, and until next week, don't do anything that Spank was doing the entire show. You have to watch this one on YouTube. I got nothing. What do you got?